c. 2499. c. 2499. On the way here, Shen Tianhu had told them that his son had come to find him, and had even told them what Chen Xiang had done outside. This was also to let Chen Xiang gain their acknowledgement. At this time, Shen Tianhu introduced all of these rankers to Chen Xiang one by one. Some of them were with Shen Tianhu and some of them were from other world. Xiang, tell me your plan now. I know you have a way. Shen Tianhu said. He was very clear about Chen Xiang's methods. I have a Dao sovereign level expert with me. My plan is for her to take action and kill off the more threatening ones. After that, leave the smaller ones to us. Chen Xiang said. Is this for real? An old man exclaimed. Dao sovereigns were something they yearned for. In their world, they were like legends. Absolutely. Chen Xiang nodded. After all, it was somewhat difficult for them to accept this. Right now, the Earth Spirit World's Realm Emperor was only a Dao profound realm, but the pressure was so great that they were unable to breathe. If there really was a Dao sovereign expert, then their side would definitely be an invincible existence. It would be a piece of cake for them to take down the Earth Spirit World's 10 kings and World Emperor. Shen Tianhu obviously believed Chen Xiang's words. He also understood why the others did not believe him, and said, Xiang, can you let this Dao sovereign out? No problem. Chen Xiang immediately let Xia Beiling come out of the Yu Yao mountain villa, and he had already greeted her beforehand. When Xia Beiling came out, she pretended to be cold so that she looked more like an expert. This was what Chen Xiang had told her before. Seeing this beautiful and blee woman in a purple dress, everyone was stunned. In their imaginations, a Dao sovereign expert should be a very old man. Chen Xiang thought so too, but he had seen even more outrageous Dao sovereigns like Qingyang and Su Kong. He felt that Dao sovereigns were extremely eccentric. Xia Beiling was still considered normal. Everyone, there's no need to suspect that she's a Dao sovereign. Chen Xiang laughed. She was the one who helped me previously, and I only managed to kill Qi Xianlong's 10 experts. Chen Xiang had indeed killed many experts by his side, but Chen Xiang was only at the 10th level of the Dao Dan realm. Is this really the cultivation of a Dao sovereign? An old man who could not feel Xia Beiling's aura was suspicious. Although Xia Beiling was acting cold on purpose, she was not a woman who was born with the demeanor of a strong ranker. Sister Bailing, how many moves did you miss? Chen Xiang said to Xia Beiling in a low voice. Xia Beiling waved her hand, and a beating heart appeared on top of her palm. This is my heart. The old man cried out in alarm, his face turning pale. Senior, don't worry, your heart is fine. Chen Xiang laughed. At the same time, Xia Beiling returned his heart back to him. At this moment, everyone was trembling with fear, worried that their hearts would be randomly pulled out and crushed. Of course, they still could not feel the cultivation strength of the Dao Lord yet, but they knew that Xia Beiling was much stronger than them. Is everyone ready now? If all of you are not worried, we can go and kill the World Emperor and the other 10 kings first. After that, you can attack. Chen Xiang said. All right then. Shen Tianhu nodded his head. Xiang, let me go with you. No need, Dad, you just stay here and prepare to attack. After we quickly take back Earth Spirit World, I still have important things to do. I'll tell Sister Bai Ling if she can get rid of the deadly poison on the ground, and let everyone return to the ground. Chen Xiang said. Everyone was excited. They felt that they could possibly do this because Xia Beiling was a Dao Lord. In their eyes, there was nothing that Dao sovereigns could not do. Then can you find the World Emperor? Shen Tianhu replied. I'm still a bit worried. What's so difficult about that? I can even come to this place, not to mention finding such a famous person in Earth Spirit World. Chen Xiang laughed. We will leave it at that, we will leave first. Chen Xiang brought Xia Beiling out of the underground palace, and came to the surface. Little scoundrel, didn't you look very domineering just now? Xia Beiling chuckled. No, it looks weird, but it's much better than your usual mischievous smile. Chen Xiang laughed and said, only people like Sister Hui Shan and Sister Qilian can be called domineering. Humph, looking down on me. Xia Beiling ruthlessly pinched Chen Xiang's handsome face, and then, he entered the Yu Yao mountain villa. Find that whatever world emperor and let me make a move first. Chen Xiang teleported to a city. The city was relatively large, and he immediately entered the city lord's mansion to kill the rankers beside it. The city lord of this city was also a member of the Qingqi. Back then, he had also partook 1. Aided in the war to take over the Earth Spirit world, so Chen Xiang was extremely ruthless. Chen Xiang had teleported from the city to the Spirit Demon City, where the World Emperor lived. Looking for the World Emperor's subordinates like this is too troublesome. Think of a way to attract them here and kill them all together. Xia Beiling said. I also have the same thought. Right now, I'll go and capture that World King, then I'll impersonate that World King. Chen Xiang nodded. In this Spirit Emperor city, there was a lack of resources, so there were very little defensive arrays. Even if there was one, it would not be very strong. When Chen Xiang found him, he was having fun with a large group of people, playing with a large group of beauties in the pool. Chen Xiang hid in the large bathtub in the room and waited for a while. Finally, he waited for the World Emperor to leave by himself. The World Emperor was a middle-aged man. His appearance was ordinary, but he still looked quite mighty. He entered his own secret room, took out a jade bottle, and from within, he took out a pill. What pill is this? Chen Xiang asked. He had turned into smoke just now and had quietly followed them in. The World Emperor was very vigilant. When he heard someone ask behind him, he was suddenly shocked and a long sword also appeared in his hand. However, at that time, he discovered that his hands and feet had separated from his body. Xia Beiling had already made his move. Using the profound power of SPAC, he separated the World Emperor's 4 limbs from her body, but only in SPAC. There was neither blood nor pain, only that she was unable to move. I am Chen Xiang. Chen Xiang chuckled as his hand was already pressing onto the head of the Realm Emperor, engulfing his memories. He had seen quite a few dirty things from the World Emperor's memories. The World King cried out in pain. Although he had powerful power, that power seemed to have separated from him. Although he could feel it, he could not use it. Xia Beiling didn't need to come out from Chen Xiang's Yu Yao mountain villa to easily suppress the World Emperor. C-2500. C-2500. You guys have occupied the Earth Spirit City for so long, do you have enough blessings? Chen Xiang laughed coldly, and then let Xia Beiling use his spatial energy to seal the World Emperor and throw him into the Chuangs. Hi+GOD furnace. Chen Xiang found many good things from the World Emperor's body, including communication jade symbol paper. At that moment, he had changed into the appearance of the World King. Moreover, he imitated the World King's voice and used the communication jade symbol paper to send messages to the 10 kings as well as many powerful generals. After passing down the message, Chen Xiang found the more than 10 sons of the Realm King in the palace. He didn't kill them, and only threw them into the Chuangs. Hi+GOD furnaces. In only 4 hours, Chen Xiang had already gathered the 10 kings. As for the 30 generals, they were all at the 10th level of the Dao Per realm. These people were the strongest within the Earth Spirit world. If they were to kill them, Shen Tianhu and the others could easily back the Earth Spirit world without sacrificing too much. Qingqi, I have heard about your son's matter. I think everyone knows the reason why I called you all here. That is to say, about Chen Xiang. Chen Xiang had changed into the appearance of the World King and imitated his aura. But we don't know where Shen Tianhu's group is right now. We already expected you to hide and wait for revenge. Qingqi said. His face was filled with anger. Although he was provoked, he could not do anything. Chen Xiang nodded and said, I know where that Chen Xiang is. Oh! King Qi and the rest were shocked. Right here. Chen Xiang gave a strange smile, then immediately reverting back to his original appearance. They did not think that there would actually be someone with the ability to pretend to be the world emperor to call them over here. With their many years of experience, they immediately knew that the reason Chen Xiang had gathered them here was to kill them off in one go. Xia Beiling had already laid out a spatial enchantment, so they couldn't escape. Sister Bailing, let's fight. Chen Xiang was in a hurry to find the island spirit of this island. Xia Beiling immediately used her strong spatial energy and separated all of their heads. Then, using her fire sword Dao Mark, Chen Xiang released a fire sword and rushed towards them. Although these 40 people were all at the 10th stage of the Dao Per realm, they were all suppressed by Xia Beiling using spatial energy and had no power to resist, as they were easily killed by Chen Xiang. Chen Xiang took their heads and quickly returned to the underground palace. It had only been a day. Seeing that Chen Xiang had returned so quickly, Shen Tianhu asked, Can't we find where they are? Shen Tianhu was still discussing how to attack with the other rankers. No, I've already killed them all. After saying that, Chen Xiang threw the heads of the realm king, the 10 kings and the generals to the ground. Looking at the familiar faces, Shen Tianhu and the rest were all dumbstruck, because these people were all strong enemies in their eyes, and now that their heads were all here, it did not even take a day. Especially the world emperor of the Dao Profound realm. Previously, he was a strong enemy that was difficult for them to defeat. Sister Bailing is a Dao sovereign. With her help, it would be a piece of cake. Chen Xiang laughed. Father, you should be able to handle those shrimp soldiers and crab generals, right? There's absolutely no problem. These dozens of people are the strongest on their side. Now that they're all dead, there's no difficulty at all. Shen Tianhu came back to reality. All these years, they had been thinking about how to take back their Earth Spirit World and kill these people. They never thought that it would be done so easily by Chen Xiang. Dad, I'm going to find a guy. We'll talk in private, Chen Xiang said. Shen Tianhu nodded. Then, he had an old man collect these human heads and show them to their warriors. This could increase their morale. Shen Tianhu and Chen Xiang arrived at a secret room. Dad, when did the guy who gave you dreams not appear in your dreams? Chen Xiang asked. Are you going to look for him? Do you know where he is? Shen Tianhu asked. I think he is island spirit. Chen Xiang nodded. Not long after I entered the Earth Spirit world, he no longer contacted me. He previously told me that he might not appear again. Shen Tianhu was very surprised to know that it was the island spirit, as if he had understood a lot of things. Could it be that he died because of the poisonous rain? Shen Tianhu sighed. He's the same as my master. If not for him, I would have died long ago. I don't think he died, but he is currently very weak. If he doesn't get any more help, he might die, so I have to go find him. Chen Xiang said, I think it's very likely that he's in the center of the earth. Is there really a way? Shen Tianhu asked anxiously. He never told me where he is, he only said that he was always on this island. If that's really the case, then it's almost certainly him. Chen Xiang said, There's no time to lose, I will go find him now. I need to talk to him first before I know how to help him. Xianger, you have to do your best to help him. Shen Tianhu patted Chen Xiang's shoulder. Definitely. Chen Xiang laughed. I'll go right now. Alright, you don't need to worry about the things here. We can solve it. Shen Tianhu said. Chen Xiang drilled into the ground from the underground palace. This place must be the closest to the Earth's core, and there was a place where the flame essence could come out. Although he was not very sure, at the very least, this was the only direction in which he could search for the island spirit. He quickly entered the core of the Earth. With Xia Beiling using his spatial energy to protect himself, he did not have to worry about encountering any dangers down there. The Earth's core is withering away, Xia Beiling said, but the thing that I am sure of is, if there is a island spirit here, he is definitely still alive. As long as the Earth's heart does not die, he will not die. However, right now, the inner core was only burning without being able to absorb the great Tao Qi from the heaven and earth, and the ground was also being devoured by that deadly poison. Therefore, it was only a matter of time before this island was finished. Chen Xiang was currently heading towards the location of the core, and he could clearly sense the direction of the core inside the Earth's core. There was a terrifying and berserk energy there. If not for Xia Beiling, it would be extremely difficult for him to reach there. Several hours later, he finally arrived at the core. It was a huge, fiery red bead. He touched it lightly with his hand and felt a strong suction force that sucked him in. When Chen Xiang was sucked in, his heart was in shock. He was worried that he would not be able to get out if he was trapped inside, but after he went in, he was not as scary as he imagined. When Chen Xiang was sucked in, his heart was in shock. He was worried that he would not be able to get out if he was trapped inside, but after he went in, he was not as scary as he imagined. "Who are you? What are you doing here?" His voice was very old, and even though he was asking Chen Xiang, his tone was very gentle. Chen Xiang was currently in a sea that was completely white in all directions, so he couldn't see anything. "I am looking for you, senior. My father is Shen Tianhu." Chen Xiang replied, "He's very worried about you right now." "Oh, Tianhu's son, I do know that you actually have the means to find this place. It truly isn't simple." The old voice was filled with excitement and surprise. "Senior, how is your current situation?" Chen Xiang asked. Now he was sure that the voice belonged to the island spirit. "Not good. I'm going to die." The island spirit sighed. "How is your father and the rest?" Something happened in the earth spirit world that he was in. Chen Xiang then briefly told the island spirit about the situation. After knowing that Chen Xiang had come here and killed the world king and the others, the island spirit felt a lot more at ease. "I am truly sorry for them. I did not protect them properly." Island spirit said guiltily. "It doesn't matter. They will definitely understand you." Chen Xiang asked, "Senior, why would there be poison rain on this island?" "It's a punishment." Island spirit sighed. "At that time there was also a mysterious existence that told me about this. He told me to prepare in advance." "Why should I punish you?" Chen Xiang had thought that he had discovered the island spirit himself. He never expected that someone would actually be the one to tell him about it. "Because I am a special existence, that person told me that because I have the potential to escape the constraints of the natural law principles, he would kill me in advance and seal me in place." The island spirit replied, "That's why such a thing happened on this island." Chen Xiang thought of Xia Beiling and the other two cities. Could it be that those 3 cities were also existences like this? "Senior, if I remove all the death poison on the surface of the island, would you be fine?" Chen Xiang said. "Will that guy find out again?" "If it can be completely eliminated, of course I would be curious. Right now, because of the death poison covering the surface, I am unable to absorb the Tao Qi of the heaven and earth. However, the core of the island is constantly consuming energy." The island spirit said, "You have a way to get rid of it." Chen Xiang released a bit of flame and said, "Senior, please see if the flame in my hand can burn the poison to death away." Chen Xiang was currently releasing the flames of creation. "I am also quite familiar with flames. Although I have never seen this kind of flame before, it gives me a very familiar feeling, and it is also very strong. However, your current cultivation is too low. If you were a little stronger, this kind of flame should still have a chance to strengthen." Island Spirit was also very surprised after sensing the flame in Chen Xiang's palm. Chen Xiang was only at the 10th stage of the Dao Dan realm, so he felt that it might be a lot better if he stepped into it. "I'm cultivating here right now. If I break through again, I'll try the surface," Chen Xiang said. If this kind of death poison was removed, then this island could be reborn. Alright, if you need any help with your cultivation, you can ask me, the island spirit said. Chen Xiang ate a few Xingdao Dan-s. The Xingdao Dan had a lot of use to him now. Sister Bailing, the city that you and Azure Sky City were in back then shouldn't be any ordinary city, right? Chen Xiang asked. The island spirit also said just now that this island has a lot of potential for growth, so it will be able to break through the restrictions of the ancient code in the future. Well, I'm not too sure either. In short, the people in our city all knew how to use the power of law. They knew how to use it since they were young. Xia Bailing said, "We are a strange race." This. Chen Xiang couldn't even speak. This kind of city was pretty scary. After all, not many people had mastered the power of the ancient code since they were young, but Xia Bailing and the others who lived in a city all had this kind of special power. Void and Azure Sun City are similar. They are both relatively abnormal races. It is indeed possible for us to break through the limitations of the ancient code and not be restricted by the current natural law principles. Xia Bailing said again, "As for this island, I don't see any difference." Chen Xiang also felt the same way. If one said that this island was special, then it was probably because it was not restricted by SP. AC, and the island was an independent existence after the fusion of two eras. Could it be that it was because of this that they were punished? Then who was the one who informed the island spirit that they were going to be punished? Island spirit, do you know why this island was punished? Chen Xiang asked. I'm not too sure either. Maybe it's because I suddenly acquired a special power. At that time, I felt that I could control this island and teleport, and I also absorbed a lot of natural Dao Qi. Also, I can also control the rapid growth of plants on this island, and in a short period of time, I'll be able to mature many medicinal herbs, the island spirit said. Chen Xiang was shocked. This ability was truly heaven-defying. He now knew the reason behind this island's punishment. If this continued, the creatures on this island would become extremely powerful, and this island would become even more powerful. At that time, they would be free from the restrictions of the heavenly Tao. In that case, little scoundrel, you have to be careful yourself. Xia Bailing said in a low voice, I feel that not too long in the future, you might also trigger this kind of bottom line, and then you will be punished. Chen Xiang snorted. If it's a poisonous rain, then come at me, I'm not afraid. Xia Bailing said, Looks like our punishments are all part of the will of heaven, huh? Senior, have you seen the person who sent the message to you before? Chen Xiang asked. He suddenly guessed that someone might be sent a message by the island spirit. Yes, he appeared here all of a sudden. I'll release his image. After Island Spirit finished speaking, he released a figure in front of Chen Xiang. Seeing this figure, Chen Xiang was not surprised at all, because he had already guessed that it was this person. It really is him. Chen Xiang looked at the old man in front of him. Who is he? You know him? Xia Bailing immediately asked, and Island Spirit also asked. His name is Natural Law Divine Spirit, and he is a very weak fellow. I have helped him enormously. However, he is also a pretty good person. Chen Xiang sighed. Looks like I have to ask him next time, I just don't know how to find him. The Natural Law Divine Spirit was also a very special existence. It could be said that he was a servant of the heavenly Tao, but he was too weak. See 2502. See 2502 right now. Chen Xiang only wanted to quickly purge the poison from the island so that his father could appear on the ground again. However, he was a little worried. If the poison was purged, then would he be able to appear again in the future? Of course, if he wanted to know the truth, he had to ask Natural Law Divine Spirit. Currently, he only had the cultivation of the 10th stage of the Spirit Tao Pill. He needed to enter the Daopa realm to be able to strengthen the world creation flames, and only then would he be able to remove the deadly poison. Stepping into the Tao Per realm meant transforming the bones within one's body into a Tao soul, becoming an even more powerful existence. And the Tao Dan realm before was transforming the divine deity into a Tao core. After transforming into a spirit, it also meant that Chen Xiang's body would become even stronger, and when using the Taoyuan immortal power, he could release even more of it in an instant, and he could also borrow even more when borrowing the power of the heavenly Tao. After eating a few Xing Dao Dan, he quietly entered into a state of cultivation. It was currently very quiet inside, the island spirit did not disturb him, and only watched quietly. With regards to Chen Xiang coming here and doing so many things, Island Spirit was pleasantly surprised, because this was his only hope at the moment. Previously, he had carried a death wish, but now, he had seen a glimmer of hope. Chen Xiang could feel a slight change in his body while he was unknowingly cultivating. The bones that were originally in various parts of his body were now gradually emitting a warm energy, causing the parts of his body that had bones to itch. This was a sign that he was in the process of transforming. If he succeeded, the bones in his body would have completely turned into a Tao soul. After a few days, Chen Xiang's skin started to exude oily black impurities. He never thought that after his own body stepped into the Tao Per realm, it would actually have such a huge improvement. My body is stronger now. Chen Xiang clenched his fists tightly. His body felt as if it had been struck by iron, and when he was channeling the Taoyuan immortal power in his body, after his Tao spirit transformed and raised, he became even stronger, several times stronger than before. The Tao Per realm is the result of your bones being raised. Your current situation is pretty good. If you were to use that flame again, you should be able to purge the deadly poison from your body. Island Spirit laughed. Chen Xiang immediately released the creation flames, and the Taoyuan immortal power that surged out of the divine sense immediately became much stronger after being converted by his Tao soul. Right now, your Tao Per realm is at the first level. If it's at the second level, the number of Taoyuan immortal power transformed by your Tao soul will double. Island Spirit continued, from the looks of it, although you have just entered the Tao Per realm, your strength is much stronger than ordinary Tao Per realm. Chen Xiang laughed. Senior, is my fire can really deal with the poison now? Go and give it a try. I'm not sure either. If that's not possible, you can only continue to cultivate. If it is possible, that would be for the best. Island Spirit said, do you want me to send you up? All right, then send me up. Chen Xiang nodded. He was already impatient to try. This death poison seemed to be an extremely serious punishment, but it was nothing to him. Not only was it unable to poison him, he could also remove and dissolve it. Although the island spirit was weak right now, it was still very easy to bring Chen Xiang to the surface. After all, he was the spirit of this island and had once ruled over it. In the blink of an eye, Chen Xiang was on the ground. At the moment, the entire place was filled with the black death poison. It was filled with death aura. The cold wind was blowing. The poison had already engulfed all of the D machines on the ground, and the death poison could not find anything capable of devouring either. It continued to float around. The most powerful part of this deadly poison is its ability to quickly absorb energy. Chen Xiang threw a rock. When the deadly poison sensed that there was energy inside the rock, it immediately floated over and covered the entire rock. The stone turned into black ashes after being enveloped by the black gas for a few moments. The energy within the stone was absorbed, and the remnants of the stone turned into black death poison. It is indeed terrifying. If just a little bit of it is leaked out, the outside world will be quickly submerged by this deadly poison. Chen Xiang took in a breath of cold air. He had grabbed a handful of death poison with his hand. He also felt that his body was unfathomable. Such a terrifying death poison was actually unable to do anything to his body. Chen Xiang looked at the black death poison in his palm, and with a thought, a flame appeared in his palm. The death poison immediately turned white and disappeared into a mist. Success! Chen Xiang was immediately overjoyed. Then, he released a large amount of creation flames to burn the pool of dead poison in front of him and quickly dispelled it. It was just that originally it was all water there, but now that the dead poison had been purged from his body, it was only a dried-up pit. It really succeeded. This sort of flame is really strange. Xia Beiling was also ecstatic. If it was any ordinary flame that was being burned, most of it would have been engulfed. Chen Xiang's flames were emitted from the chuangs. Hi plus G. O D furnace, and this type of flame could purify everything. It was said that when the world was created, this type of flame was used to refine all living things, and this type of flame could also burn and destroy all living things. Following that, Chen Xiang flew above the island, continuously sending down B.A.L.S. after B.A.L.S. of creational flames, and even turning the flames into a rain of fire to rain down, to burn the death poison on the ground. This island was not small. If Chen Xiang wanted to completely eliminate the death poison on it, it would not be easy either. It would need a lot of time. Was worried about this previously, but now, seeing the deathly poison being afraid of the aura of the creation flame, he felt at ease. It took him a full 3 months to burn the entire island. The island that was initially shrouded in darkness could see the bright sunlight and lawn-land sky. Although the entire island was still charred black, it seemed to be filled with more vitality than before and was no longer lifeless. The deadly poison should have been eliminated by now. Chen Xiang was flying above the island. Although the deadly poison had been eliminated, the island was still constantly moving, so it was a difficult problem to stop the island. He had no choice, it might need a very powerful force to do so. However, this was not bad. At the very least, others could not easily land on this island. "Senior, can you hear my voice?" Chen Xiang shouted from the sky above the island. "Yes, you did." Island Spirit's voice was very agitated. The island that had been corroded by this deadly poison for many years had finally seen daylight once more, and Island Spirit had quickly recovered. Chen Xiang could also feel it now. The sunlight contained the heavenly energy, and after it shone onto the ground, it was quickly being absorbed. Now that the island was no longer corroded, and the Island Spirit was able to quickly absorb the energy of heaven and earth, he could quickly bring the island back to life. How is Earth Spirit World? Chen Xiang had already left the Earth Spirit World for a long time. He did not know how they were doing. C-2503. C-2503. All the rankers in Earth Spirit World were killed by Chen Xiang, so Chen Xiang was not too worried that Xin Tianhu and the rest were in danger. If everything went well, the people in the Earth Spirit World would be able to see the sun that they haven't seen for a long time. Good, I just talked to your father and told him to prepare to move to the surface. The Island Spirit said. Senior, do you think that the poisonous rain will return again? When Chen Xiang asked about this, he was extremely worried, and if he came back again, he would have to return to the Earth Spirit World. If no one reminded him that the poison rain had suddenly come, then many people would definitely die. I won't come again. If I can survive this trial, the heavenly Tao will no longer punish me. Even if I do, I will grow a lot by then. I won't be like before, sitting and waiting for death. Island Spirit said, believe me, when the time comes, I will definitely be able to protect the life on this island. Island Spirit knew that Chen Xiang was extremely worried about his father, and now that the Island Spirit saw Chen Xiang as his benefactor, he naturally had to take care of Chen Xiang's father. After experiencing the poison rain, Island Spirit also realized that he was too weak. He would definitely work hard to raise his own strength in the future to prevent the poison rain from coming again. Chen Xiang nodded, then sat on the ground and leaned against a rock. He was currently very tired, and after several months of not resting, he had continuously released flames to burn the death poison on the island. Now, he could finally have a beautiful sleep. Chen Xiang had slept for 3 days and 3 nights, but the moment he woke up, he smelt a faint fragrance from the flowers. He suddenly woke up and looked around him. How long have I been asleep? Chen Xiang asked quickly. It's only been 3 days. Xia Beiling laughed. She had actually already left the Yu Yao mountain villa. It's only been 3 days. Chen Xiang immediately flew up to the sky and surveyed his surroundings from above. In the distance, there was a large river flowing in a zigzag phase. On this island. 3 days ago, the place had been scorched black. But now, there were mountains and rivers, blue skies and white clouds, and 100 beautiful flowers competing against each other. Chen Xiang was shocked that he could recover to his current state so quickly. He had originally planned to rest on his own before using the creation God's spring to help recover, but Island Spirit did it so quickly. Quite a surprise. The Island Spirit's voice appeared in Chen Xiang's mind. His voice was no longer as aged as it was before, and it was filled with joy. This is too fast. Chen Xiang took a deep breath. The fresh air had an intoxicating fragrance to it. This might be the reason why I'm being punished. This is simply a violation of the laws of nature. The Island Spirit sighed. It would truly be heaven-defying to be able to make this island grow large amounts of flowers, plants and trees so quickly. If those medicinal herbs could also grow like this, Chen Xiang would feel afraid just thinking about it. Your father and the others will arrive soon. The Island Spirit chuckled. Next up, I will help him increase his strength, so that he can become a Tao sovereign faster, or even stronger. Chen Xiang felt that this Island Spirit was as strong as the Tao sovereign, and Xia Beiling had mentioned before that this Island Spirit was very strong. Alright, then I'll leave it to you. I have a lot of things to do outside, so I can't stay here for too long. Chen Xiang said. Moreover, it's not easy to come here once. Indeed, once I'm strong enough, I won't be able to stabilize myself like I'm now jumping around. Island Spirit also knew about the chaos occurring on the island. Other than that, there was an extremely powerful barrier sealing them. Alright, my father has already taken over the Earth Spirit world from the new position, right? Chen Xiang asked. Yes, they have all stabilized now, and I have also recovered my strength. If there were other outsiders like before, I could have stopped them from doing anything rash. The Island Spirit said. Then you can help me say goodbye to my father. I'm leaving. Chen Xiang said. He also didn't really want to say his goodbyes to Xun Tianhu in front of him. The Island Spirit seemed to understand this human nature, and sighed. I got it, you have to be careful outside, you have so many miracles on you, it's hard to avoid people noticing you. If you encounter any danger, come in here, I will protect you no matter what. Alright, farewell. After Chen Xiang finished speaking, he used the white tiger to jump and left the island. After entering the wasteland, he looked around and saw that the island had disappeared. Although the trace of the island was a bit strange, it was still a good place to go. Sister Bailing, what are your plans? Do you want to continue playing in the Hundreds of Flowers village, or go back there? Chen Xiang said, I'm going to the 3 Money Divine City now. I'll go back to the White Spirit City first to take a look. It'll be an easy task wherever I go anyway. Xia Beiling came out from Yu Yao Mountain Villa. When he first went to the island and saw the death poison, it made Xia Beiling feel like he was back in the days when he was poisoned to death by the death poison. But when he recovered that island, it also eliminated the shadow that had been etched in her heart for many years. Alright, I will go to Hundreds of Flowers village to play from time to time. That is my second home. Xia Beiling giggled at Chen Xiang and pinched Chen Xiang's face. I'm going, even if you're free, you should come to White Spirit City to play with me. Definitely. Chen Xiang laughed. Xia Beiling hummed to the small tune that Yang Xiangyin played frequently, jumping, and slowly disappeared from Chen Xiang's line of sight. If I had known, I would have let her take me back first. Chen Xiang curled his lips and then could only head towards the three money divine city himself. As long as they could find a city with three great native banks, they could be teleported to the three money divine city through those native banks. This was very convenient. If he were to build three great native banks in the future, it would be much easier for him to return to the Heavenly Dragon City from the three money divine city. After finding his own father, Chen Xiang could finally put down the burden in his heart. Inside the three money divine city, Chen Xiang had returned to his villa. Before he left, he had told Huang Jintian to help him spread the news of the Xingdao Dan. Master, you didn't eat the Xingdao Dan, right? Chen Xiang immediately asked when he saw Huang Jintian. Of course not. Do I look like that kind of person? Huang Jintian chuckled. Your Xingdao Dan is very famous in this city now. Oh, how did you do it? Chen Xiang asked anxiously. On one hand, it's Jiang Xian, this brat, helping to spread the news. On the other hand, it's the Jiang clan helping, and then there's... And Xie Qiaoyan, no matter what you need me to do for you, I have pretty much done it now. Huang Jintian said. C-2504. C-2504, you won't steal it yourself, will you? Chen Xiang asked again. Looking at Huang Jintian's current expression, no matter how you looked at it, it looked like he had eaten something. Absolutely not. I say, you brat, why don't you trust an old man like me that much? Huang Jintian said snappily. These few days, in order to help you spread the news, I've been going everywhere. Because of Chen Xiang's Xingdao Dan, he suddenly leveled up by a lot, and Jiang Xian stayed there all day and fought on the fighting stage. He won a lot of battles, so his reputation was very big, and now that Jiang Xian's cultivation had increased by so much, it was very useful for publicizing the Xingdao Dan. These days, Chen Xiang did not really refine many Xingdao Dans, but Chu Hongqing, Feng Yujie and Xia Beiling, who was in Yu Yao Mountain Villa, were refining around 1,000 of them. Feng Yujie had also eaten a lot of Xingdao Dan in the Yu Yao Mountain Villa, and had long reached the 10th level of Dao Dan realm, causing Chu Hongqing to also step into the Dao Pa realm. Master, how many jade money do you think can be sold for one pellet? Chen Xiang asked. 30 million won't be a problem, but Jiang Xian told you to sell it for 50 million, and if no one buys it, then you can go down bit by bit. Huang Jintian said. This three money divine city has many rich people, they have a lot of jade money. If they urgently need to use Xingdao Dan to help their own juniors raise their cultivation, they do not care about the number of jade money. Yes. Chen Xiang nodded. It was already late, so he returned to his room. Feng Yujie also came out from Yu Yao Mountain Villa. Sister Feng, did you miss me? Chen Xiang hugged Feng Yujie and whispered into her ear, while also kissing Feng Yujie's cheek. Little scoundrel, I just wanted to warm up with you. Feng Yujie pouted coquettishly. Then, she hugged and kissed Chen Xiang before stepping onto the bed. After a carefree night, Chen Xiang woke up very energetic the next morning. However, Feng Yujie woke up early in the morning and entered Yu Yao Mountain Villa, together with Chu Hongqing and the others, to find something to eat. After Chen Xiang finished eating, he came to Eternal Life Native Bank. He had come to find Eternal Life Native Bank's third master, Fan S. Hi plus Xn. After he had come to Eternal Life Native Bank, the shopkeeper had warmly welcomed him and brought him into the VIP hall, telling him to wait for Fan S. Hi plus Xn. The last time Fan S. Hi plus Xn met with him was not a small achievement, so when he heard that Chen Xiang had arrived, he immediately came to see him. Villa Master Fan, how are the Heavenly Dragon City's three great native banks doing? Seeing Fan S. Hi plus Xin, Chen Xiang anxiously asked, and did not bother to say any formalities. The higher-ups have already agreed to it, and have communicated with Long Jiuxiao. The three great native banks have been constructed there, and before long, they will introduce jade money over there. Fan S.H.I. plus Xian had a faint smile on his face. On the other hand, you have disappeared for such a long time. I went to look for you, but your master said that you're not here. You're not refining pills, are you? Of course not. Chen Xiang shook his head. I'm not in the city at all. Your master is also a strange person. He seems to be from the undead divine race. Fan S.H.I. plus Xian had been to Chen Xiang's villa and had also seen him. Yeah, but he's not that kind of bad guy. He's just crazy sometimes, but he's a lot better now. Chen Xiang laughed. I know about that. There were originally 2 factions in undead divine race, but the moderate faction was relatively rare. Fan S.H.I. plus Xian smiled and nodded. Oh right, I heard that you recently refined a kind of Xing Dao Dan that can help your Dao Dan realm increase its realm quickly. Yes, Manor Lord Fan is interested. Chen Xiang took out one and threw it over. I am indeed very interested, but I don't know if you can make it in bulk and sell it to us. Fan S.H.I. plus Xian went to find Chen Xiang just to discuss this matter. The price is fine. Earlier, Huang Jintian and Jiang Xian had spread the news everywhere, so he could guess that Chen Xiang was planning to sell this pill. 50 million pills. Chen Xiang said, Eternal Life Native Bank was the one who made jade money. He would not kill anyone if he didn't want to. It's a little expensive. Fan S.H.I. plus Xian took a deep breath. How about 4,500 jade money? We will take all of them, and we will also resell them, and we will only earn a little bit of money. We have a little more Dao Dan realm in our 3 money divine city, so if we have a large number of these Xing Dao Dan, it will be able to motivate more people to go and earn more jade money, which will also increase the overall strength of our city. Chen Xiang thought this was also good. He didn't need to sell it. I have 1,000. Chen Xiang said, Can you take all of them now? Quite a few. Fan S.H.I. plus Xian exclaimed. He felt that what Chen Xiang was afraid of was not his cultivation level, but his ability to refine pills. He guessed that Chen Xiang must have grasped a method to quickly obtain medicinal ingredients, as this was also very heaven-defying. 45 billion jade money. Although Fan S.H.I. plus Xian did not see Chen Xiang's Xing Dao Dan, he took out a piece of jade and said, You can obtain the jade money from the 3 great native banks at any time. Chen Xiang took out a jade case, handed it over, and then received the jade slip. The way to open the native bank is different. Fan S.H.I. plus Xian laughed. You now have so many jade money, how do you plan to spend them? No matter how you look at them, they don't seem like you are lacking. Purchasing medicinal ingredients, buying pill formulas, this will allow me to concoct even more types of pills. Chen Xiang said, Your native bank will not collapse, right? I have so many jade money here. It definitely will not collapse. If our native bank were to collapse, this entire wasteland would be over for sure. Fan S.H.I. plus Xian said, At the moment, undead divine race and that evil spirit race are still unable to threaten us. We are actually worried about the power that comes from other sources. Strength from other aspects. Chen Xiang frowned. In what way? It's ancient and ancient. According to what I know, there are a few problems in the ancient wastelands, and the 3 great native banks on top have all been destroyed. Those ancient wastelands have powerful barriers too, and currently, none of us from the 3 great native banks are able to go in and investigate. Fan S.H.I. plus Xian said, So we have to be prepared. The sudden appearance of the ancient desolation is definitely not a coincidence, it was all arranged by some mysterious power. Chen Xiang knew that the spirit wasteland was stable now, but the upper echelons were also in turmoil. For example, Xia Bailing and the other 2 Dao sovereign cities would often face attacks from the beast race, and these were all instigated by mysterious powers. Manor Lord Fan, I would like to see what kind of problem has occurred in the ancient desolation. Chen Xiang suddenly said. He had the white tigers jump. He wanted to see if he can cross those enchantments. Profound Wasteland, Devil Wasteland, and Evil Wasteland. These three ancient wastelands have always been unable to enter, and this has always been the case for the mysterious Divine Wasteland. Fan S. Hi plus Xian said. Do you know the location? Chen Xiang asked. I know, you need to go in. This is extremely dangerous. These three creatures from the ancient wastelands are all very savage. Fan S. Hi plus Xian said. C2505. C2505 Chen Xiang really wanted to go to the ancient wastelands and have a look. He had been to the spirit wasteland before and felt that it was safer there, but there was still some accident where he was almost killed by the small tree fairy. I want to go in and take a look. Chen Xiang said, Can you tell me the specific location? It's really dangerous inside. Your current cultivation is still relatively low. Entering inside would cause trouble. Fan S. Hi plus Xn said as he furrowed his brows. He was indeed considering for Chen Xiang. No problem. Chen Xiang laughed. First, tell me where Profound Wasteland is, and then we'll talk about the things inside. I'll go take a look. Evil Wasteland and Devil Wasteland only heard the name and felt that it was very scary, so Chen Xiang didn't plan to go right now. He was just rather interested in Profound Wasteland, and from the name, he knew that it wasn't as scary as Evil Wasteland and Devil Wasteland. Fine. Seeing that Chen Xiang really wanted to go, Fan S. Hi plus Xin told him the location and repeatedly reminded him to be careful when entering the place. And right now, the people from the three great native bank S were also unable to enter the Profound Wasteland, so Fan S. Hi plus Xin was not too worried about Chen Xiang, who he felt was also unable to enter. When Chen Xiang found out that the location of the Profound Wasteland was empty, he immediately went back to greet Huang Jintian. He also gave Huang Jintian over a dozen Xingdao Dan S to let him see if he could enter the Daopa realm. He came to a large city in the northern wasteland, and there were a lot of people gathered there. Because the Profound Wasteland, one of the ancient desolations, appeared nearby, although it was still quite a distance away from the city, it was the only city near the Profound Wasteland. Once he was in the city, Chen Xiang heard many people talking about the Profound Wasteland. The current situation was that no one could enter the Profound Wasteland. Many big shots from the big powers had tried. No matter what they did, they would not be able to break through the barrier and enter. And the three great native bank S received more information than these people did. They knew that the three great native bank S inside had already been destroyed by someone, so the ones who wanted to enter the place the most were the people from the three great native bank S. Chen Xiang quickly arrived at the side of Profound Wasteland. He heard that this place was originally a land of ice and snow, but Profound Wasteland's sudden appearance on this land of ice and snow allowed Chen Xiang to see a lot of green mountains in front of him. Although it was a little cold, the inside of Profound Wasteland was not affected. The entire Profound Wasteland was extremely huge, appearing in the northern wasteland and covering more than half of the northern wasteland. It was said that many small cities were devoured by the Profound Wasteland, and they didn't know what was happening inside because no one could enter. Below Chen Xiang's feet was a sheet of ice and snow, and not far away was the green GRAS red flower, and inside was the Profound Wasteland. He was only 100 steps away from the Profound Wasteland, but the difference was like the sky and the earth. Chen Xiang looked around. There were many people displaying their abilities, wanting to enter the Profound Wasteland to see what was going on, because the previous Spirit Wasteland, when he appeared, someone had found an extremely powerful heavenly artifact, so everyone felt that there might be more heavenly artifacts in the Profound Wasteland, and there might be even more heaven and earth treasures there. Everyone knew that the Profound Wasteland was bigger than the Spirit Wasteland. Ever since the appearance of the Spirit Wasteland, the story of the ancient desolation also spread. It was just that everyone did not understand why the ancient desolation would suddenly appear. Chen Xiang also thought of one possibility. It was that the timelines of the ancient 8 desolations and the new 8 wastelands' era would fuse together, just like the timelines of the Star Law Divine Realms era and this era. During the day, many people were trying all sorts of methods. At night, there were also many people because some people felt that the barrier might become weaker at night. But still no one could get in. Chen Xiang walked around the barrier, and after getting away from the crowd, he used the white tiger leap to jump, and easily entered the barrier. This made him secretly rejoice. The usefulness of the white tiger Dao mark was too great. After entering, Chen Xiang tried again and was able to jump out. I thought I saw someone inside. Suddenly, Chen Xiang heard someone speaking and immediately became a cloud of mist. The sky is so dark now, you must have seen wrongly. Where did these figures come from? The native Bank S and people of the 3 great native Bank S have all been destroyed, but the 3 great native Bank S were still unable to enter. They are the 3 most powerful forces in the entire wasteland, but there is nothing they can do about it. A person said. In the ancient 8 wastelands, the 3 great native Bank S had already existed, and they had also formed a very powerful force. However, the profound wasteland and the other 2 great desolate lands had all been destroyed, so something big must have happened inside. When Chen Xiang entered, he immediately discovered that there were huge differences between the inside and the outside, especially the Dao Qi inside. Even though it was extremely dense, it contained a very peculiar kind of energy, and he did not know what that energy was either. How strange, I just absorbed it and it left my body soon after. What exactly is this energy? Chen Xiang had just absorbed a very dense amount of Dao energy, and the special energy contained within circled around his body before leaving. Whatever, let's go inside and take a look. Right now, Chen Xiang was also very curious about what was happening inside. He used teleportation, and each time he did so he would only teleport a distance away. Not long after, he arrived at a patch of grass land, and at this moment, he was already very far from the edge of profound wasteland. On the prairie, he saw a city. The city was surrounded by a tall black wall. This type of wall seemed very strdy, and it also had a very unique aura. When he sensed the qi, Chen Xiang felt that it was very familiar. Previously, when he absorbed Dao Qi, he had absorbed this kind of unique energy, and this was the qi that was contained within the Dao Qi. Don't tell me this kind of energy can be used? Chen Xiang suddenly remembered about the enchantment outside the profound wasteland. He felt that the enchantment was probably because it had this kind of energy that no one was familiar with, which was why it was hard to break through. What kind of power is this, and what use is it? Chen Xiang approached the city quietly. When he reached the city's gate, he saw a man dressed extravagantly standing there. In the middle of the night, this group of people were lined up in front of the city gate. Chen Xiang walked over and asked an old man dressed in luxurious clothing, "Old sir, what are you doing here?" The old man looked at Chen Xiang with a strange gaze. He had a surprised look on his face. "You don't know why you are here." "I just passing by," Chen Xiang said. He suddenly remembered that this profound wasteland was a little special, if not it would not be called profound wasteland. He knew from Fan S. Hi plus Xian, the people in the profound wasteland were all very powerful, and the people here trained in a unique technique, which allowed them to obtain a very special power. C2506. C2506. Not only did the old man look at Chen Xiang in shock, the people in front of the old man all heard Chen Xiang's words and turned their heads as well. They looked at Chen Xiang with astonished eyes, causing him to feel uncomfortable. "We're queuing up here, so of course we're entering the city," the old man said. "It's already so late. Why don't you go in during the day?" Chen Xiang felt that it was weird to ask so many questions, so he continued to ask. The city gates only open at night because during the day, it's too dangerous. The elder sighed, we're all from nearby cities. Those cities were all destroyed by that thing. Chen Xiang immediately looked around. He never thought that such a thing would happen in profound wasteland. The city was being attacked by such a powerful being. What is that thing? Chen Xiang asked again. Black hair's human. We don't know why there would be such a thing. In short, many cities have been destroyed, and only cities like these that use profound Tao power to set up enchantments haven't been destroyed. The old man sighed. Black hairs human like that usually don't come at night, so we always come at night to line up. Chen Xiang finally understood that the energy in the spirit Tao Qi here was originally called the profound Tao power. When he thought about it again, he felt that it was extremely inconceivable that it had such a unique power. Then why isn't the door open? Chen Xiang asked again. Because the people inside are discussing whether to let us in or not. The old man said, and entering also requires conditions. Not just anyone can enter. Chen Xiang now understood why these people dressed so decently. They were here to seek shelter in this city. Most of them belonged to the Daopa realm, and there were even people at the 10th stage of the Daopa realm. However, they still had to enter the city to seek shelter, which showed how dangerous it was outside. If they don't open their doors by day soon, we will have no choice but to hide. If we are unlucky and are found by the black hairs human, we will die for sure. Fear was written all over the elder's face. Chen Xiang looked at the other people, and when he heard the two words black hairs human, their faces were filled with fear, showing just how terrifying black hairs human was. Chen Xiang also patted the old man's back, waiting for the city to open up. He wanted to enter and learn more about the situation. Old grandfather, where are the 3 great native Banks? Aren't they very strong? They can't do anything to black hairs human? Chen Xiang asked. The old man shook his head. None, they can't even protect themselves. Many of the native Banks were destroyed, which is strange. Those black hairs human all attacked with a purpose. I heard that when the black hairs human was about to erupt, the moment they entered the city, the first thing they did was to get rid of the 3 great native Banks. So it's like that. This definitely was not by chance. He suspected that it might be some kind of punishment that deliberately weakened the strength of the 3 native Banks. He and the old man were waiting in line. They asked the old man what the profound Tao power was. The old man said that it was a power unique to the profound wasteland, and they had trained together, but they did not expect it to be used to set up a formation. They did not know that the black hairs human was extremely afraid of this power. If their city had a barrier formed from this power, the city would not have fallen one by one. How should I train? Why can't I absorb them? Chen Xiang asked again. What exactly happened to you? No one in profound wasteland would not know of it. You couldn't have come from some other wasteland, right? The old man's words once again caught the attention of many people. They knew that they could not leave profound wasteland now, and if they could, they would not be here. I don't know, I woke up here. Chen Xiang pretended to be stupid. He felt that if he told these people that he was from another world, there would definitely be trouble. It seems like you went berserk during your training. Your brain must have broken down. How pitiful. The old man sighed. Cultivating profound Tao power requires fire, and most people absorb it into their body, then filter out the profound Tao power from the body, and then force the profound Tao power into a furnace. After being burned by the fire, it can transform into a type of golden mist, and when the time comes, it can be absorbed and cultivated. Chen Xiang nodded, but at the same time, someone shouted, "Open the door!" The door was open, but it was not. It was a very small door. Many people were very excited. They were all prepared to hide, but now the door was open. Come one at a time. If you don't pass, you won't be able to enter the city. More than 10 people walked out from the small door. They were all very strong. Not bad. After entering our city, you all have to protect our city, and the first thing you have to do is to join our team that is hunting black hares human. A man said, "Don't worry, we know the weakness of the black hares human. We will train you when the time comes." As long as he could enter, it was better than staying outside. Let's test each person's cultivation. Those who pass S will be able to enter. An old man said. Then, everyone lined up and began to test their cultivation. All of them placed their hands on top of a crystal ball. Once the crystal ball was lit up, they would be able to enter the city. Chen Xiang observed for a while and felt that it wouldn't be too hard for everyone to make the crystal ball SHI+NE. After a while, Chen Xiang suddenly heard a weak voice from the front. I am of the 10th stage of the Dao Dan realm, so I will enter very quickly." The person speaking was a young girl dressed in simple clothes. She looked to be around 13 to 14 years old, and she looked extremely pretty. Her pretty face was full of grievance, and she looked very pitiful. "No, the higher-ups have requested for us to not allow anyone below the Dao per realm in." The old man was very cold as he pushed the girl to the side. "I have a jade money, let me in. I'll give you 1,000,000,000 jade money." The young girl grew anxious, and her delicate voice became slightly louder. "The 3 great native banks are already finished. What use do you have of jade money?" The old man sneered. The young girl was standing at the side, biting her lower lip. Her eyes were filled with tears, making her look very pitiful. However, no one was speaking up for her. They were all worried that they wouldn't be able to enter the city if they angered these people. The young lady did not leave, but continued to plead. If she did not enter, with her strength, she would definitely die outside. Furthermore, she was only in her teens and had no experience in surviving. At this moment, she was filled with fear of the outside world. This time, it was Chen Xiang's turn. "He pa-s," said the test. "Can we let her in?" Chen Xiang said to the old man, and pointed to the young lady who had tears all over her face. "No, say one more word and you won't be able to enter." The old man coldly snorted. This old man's cultivation was very high. Chen Xiang guessed that he was from the Dao SHI+ realm, so no matter how angry Chen Xiang was, he could not fight against him. "Then I'm not going in." Chen Xiang also could not bear to see the girl alone outside. He walked over, held her hand, and gave up the chance to enter the city. "Little sister, I'll accompany you. Don't be afraid." Chen Xiang lovingly wiped away the tears on the girl's beautiful face. C2507. C2507. The young girl was very moved by Chen Xiang's actions, and also shed a lot of tears. "Big brother, you should go in. This is a rare opportunity, don't waste it on me, you will die." The girl swallowed her saliva. "Both of us will die outside anyway. It's no use for you to accompany me. You should just go in." He has no chance. The city is very crowded." The old man coldly snorted. Chen Xiang held onto the girl's small hand and laughed. "Go, you won't die, believe me." The young girl was just a single person in her teens. She had been living in fear for the past few days, and being refused to enter the city was also very helpless. In order to accompany her, Chen Xiang had given up the opportunity to enter the city. This moved her greatly, and at this moment she also trusted Chen Xiang a lot. Just a moment ago, many people heard Chen Xiang asking many foolish questions, and thought that he was very ignorant, so they were not afraid. Chen Xiang brought the young girl and left the city. On the way, he found out that the young girl was called Lin Qiqi, and was originally the granddaughter of the Lin family's patriarch, but their Lin family had all been killed by black hares human. She escaped together with her parents. On the way, they met with bad luck, and even his parents sacrificed themselves to protect her. It's really not easy. After experiencing so much, Chen Xiang let out a light sigh as he caressed Lin Qiqi's face. "Don't cry anymore, I'll take care of you from now on." "And thank you, big brother." Lin Qiqi hugged onto Chen Xiang's arm. Right now, the sky was about to brighten, and she was becoming more and more afraid. In the past, it was only when the sky was dark that people began to feel afraid. But now, it was instead dawn that caused them to feel fear. Chen Xiang said to Lin Qiqi, "Qiqi, you enter one of my spatial treasures first. There will be a few sisters who will play with you inside, this way you will be safer." Lin Qiqi listened to everything Chen Xiang said. She was a weak little girl in the first place. Of course, she was at the 10th level of the Dao Dan realm at such a young age, which showed how strong and powerful the Lin family was previously. Furthermore, her apartment etude must also be very good, just that she had never experienced such a thing since she was young. Chen Xiang entered the profound wasteland in the middle of the night, so he had never seen that kind of black hairs human before. Feng Yujie, Chu Hongqing and Yang Xiangyin, who were in the Yu Yao mountain villa, knew what had happened to Lin Qiqi. Moreover, the Yu Yao mountain villa was also very beautiful, and there were a few great beauties inside. Lin Qiqi's mood was much better now, but she was very worried about Chen Xiang who was outside. "Qiqi, you don't have to worry about him. He's just curious about what the black hairs human looks like. If he really can't beat him, he would come in here." Feng Yujie caressed Lin Qiqi's face and chuckled. "Really? Big Brother can also come here to seek shelter? This is great." Lin Qiqi suddenly frowned. "Is this Big Brother's true SPAC? "Yes." "What's wrong?" Chen Xiang asked. "If Big Brother comes in, those black hairs human can also come in. Black hairs human is very powerful, they can enter into other people's real SPAC. Lin Qiqi started to worry. She also had real SPAC. There were people in the heavenly Dao realm. If the real SPAC was not too strong, he could enter the real SPAC on the spot, and any ripples would affect the real SPAC in divine sense C. Chen Xiang had thought it strange previously. Since everyone had the real SPAC, wouldn't it be alright as long as they hid inside? That way, they could avoid being attacked by the black hairs human and come out again at night. So it turns out that black hairs human could enter someone else's real SPAC. So you're saying that once I enter my own divine sense C world, my own black hairs human can also follow me in? Chen Xiang asked. Yes, a lot of people thought they would be able to take refuge, but they all died in the end. Lin Qiqi was very sad at the moment. She felt that she had implicated Chen Xiang. Don't worry, he has a lot of tricks up his sleeves. Chu Hongqing comforted Lin Qiqi. Lin Qiqi could only trust Chen Xiang. Although Chen Xiang had never seen the black hairs human before, he knew that the black hairs human must be very strong. If not, he would not have forced so many people into a corner, causing the entire Lin family to be completely destroyed and the 3 great native banks to be destroyed. In order to be safe, Chen Xiang took out the 6 realms mirrors and used the large amount of Daoqi from the 6 realms mirrors. He also created an array formation that could absorb the Daoqi and refine the profound Tao power into a barrier. Now, Chen Xiang sat on the 6 realms mirrors and activated the protection array, waiting for daybreak. Looks like I have to find some time to go back to the Heavenly Dragon City and see if the Heavenly Magic Sword has been repaired. When Chen Xiang had Heavenly Magic Sword hacking things up was the easiest. Right now, he could only use the fire sword marks to release fire swords to attack. The sky slowly brightened. Lin Qiqi could also see the situation outside from inside the Yu Yao mountain villa. She could see Chen Xiang sitting on something right now. Chen Xiang rode on the 6 realms mirrors and slowly flew while being vigilant of his surroundings. If there was any movement in the wind or GRAS, he would be able to notice it immediately. Black hairs human? Is he covered in black fur? Chen Xiang asked Lin Qiqi. No, it's because they're covered in black fog. From a distance, it looks like they have black fur all over their bodies, so that's what we call them, Lin Chichi said. Big brother, they are extremely fast, you have to be careful of them. They are usually in a group. A group? How strong was he? What kind of power do you know how to use? Chen Xiang asked again. In an average group of black hairs human, there would be one who knew how to use the power of the spatial laws, and there are even two who specialize in destroying formations, attacking, killing, and defense. They work together very well. Each group has around 100 people, and can easily destroy an entire city. Lin Chichi remembered. His voice was filled with fear. Chen Xiang was also extremely surprised at this moment. He had thought that these black hairs human were all a group of barbaric fellows, but he never thought that they had such abilities. Furthermore, they had such teamwork, showing their high intelligence. You hear? Chen Xiang suddenly saw a black object in front of him. It's the black hairs human. Big brother, you have to be careful. Lin Chichi shouted in alarm. Although she was inside the Yu Yao mountain villa, she still felt fear when she saw him. Chen Xiang had only just seen black hairs human appear in the distance, but he was already in front of him in the next moment. Just as Lin Chichi had said, there were those in the black hairs human who knew how to use spatial energy, and they were very smart, using teleportation to move a group of black hairs human right in front of him. These black hairs human's body were no different from a human's, only their faces were white and their eyes were closed. There was no expression on their faces, only a black aura emitting from their bodies. C-2508. C-2508. At this time, Chen Xiang was surrounded by a group of black hairs human-esque. Even though he was on top of the 6 realms mirrors and had many layers of protection arrays with him, he could still feel the powerful aura being released from the black hairs human's body, which made him feel a lot of pressure. In such a situation, Chen Xiang immediately activated his 6 realms mirrors and used his spatial energy to teleport out of the encirclement of the black hairs human. At the same time, he also felt a wave of energy attacking him. Boom! His 6 realms mirrors had been attacked. The attack was extremely powerful, bringing along a scorching energy, as well as an extremely violent lightning energy. It was unleashed by several black hairs human-s at the same time. Even through the 6 realms mirrors' protective array formation, Chen Xiang felt his entire body becoming hot and numb, and that berserk force penetrated through the 6 realms mirrors' array formation. Without the protection of the 6 realms mirrors, Chen Xiang did not dare imagine the consequences. The black hairs human strength was extremely terrifying, and it had coordinated very well, so their reaction was very fast. The moment they sensed Chen Xiang's teleportation, Chen Xiang's position could be determined, and they could immediately attack fiercely in that direction. Chen Xiang did not expect his opponent's attack to be so ferocious, but his reaction was also very fast. After teleporting a few times, he was already far away from the previous place. However, the black hairs human was still nearby, and he could clearly feel the powerful auras of that group of black hairs human. He then teleported again and again. Currently, he did not dare to leave the 6 realms mirrors, as only the 6 realms mirrors could protect him. He felt that even if he hid himself, the black hairs human would notice him. What a terrifying fellow! This was the first time Chen Xiang had met someone who was so difficult to deal with. Even when he had met those strong humans before, he had not escaped in such a miserable manner. Big brother, are you all right now? Lin Chichi asked worriedly. It's nothing, I'm trying to escape, they're chasing me. Chen Xiang replied with a solemn voice. Under the encirclement of so many black hairs human-s, Chen Xiang was still able to escape. Lin Chichi was already very impressed with Chen Xiang, because most rankers would not be able to do it. Do they have any weaknesses? Chen Xiang asked. There is, but I do not know. I heard that there are some people in some cities who are aware of the black hairs human's weakness, but they did not make it public. Lin Chichi said. Currently, Chen Xiang only knew that the profound Tao power had some effect on the black hairs human, because the formations released by the Six Realms mirrors had some profound Tao power. If not for the profound Tao power, he might have already been heavily injured. Looks like I need to hurry up and cultivate the profound Tao power. It seems like only with this kind of power can I deal with the black hairs human. Chen Xiang had planned to use the Chuang's Hi plus Go D furnace to release flames to burn the black hairs human, but it was too late. The black hairs human's attacks were extremely ferocious, so he could only use his time to escape. After he continuously teleported for more than 2 hours, the group of black hairs human were still in the vicinity. It could be seen that the black hairs human among them who used spatial energy was also very terrifying. Are we going to be chased by them? Chen Xiang was a little anxious. If he could not get rid of these black hairs human, he did not know how long he would run. After considering it for a while, he decided to run towards the profound wastelands enchantment. Since black hairs human did not appear on top of the new 8 wastelands, it should be because of the barrier, but those black hairs human were unable to break through it. Chen Xiang was getting closer and closer to the barrier. It had only been more than 2 hours, but he had already arrived at the edge of the barrier and a group of black hairs human had also arrived. White Tiger Jump. When Chen Xiang approached the barrier, he used the power of the White Tiger Dao Mark and left the profound wasteland, arriving at the outside ice ground. Black hairs human was right next to the enchantment, unceasingly attacking Chen Xiang, but their powers were unable to penetrate it, and black hairs human was also unable to break through the enchantment. This was exactly what Chen Xiang had guessed before, that none of these black hairs human would be able to pass through the barrier. Chen Xiang finally heaved a sigh of relief. If he was continuously chased for so long, he didn't know how long he would be able to last. These guys are too scary. Chen Xiang had never been pursued by someone using teleportation, but the other party only had a black hairs human who knew how to use spatial power, while this black hairs human wanted to bring a large group of black hairs human to teleport to chase after him. Lin Qiqi asked, "Are you all right?" Chen Xiang nodded his head. "It's fine, do you want to see them?" Lin Qiqi shook his head. "I'm not looking, I'm scared." Chen Xiang came to a nearby city, and entered the 3-money divine city from the city's native bank, then was teleported to the heavenly dragon city from there. Lin Qiqi was already at the 10th level of the Dao Dan realm at the age of 10, so he was definitely a good sapling. He found LV Qilian and gave him to her, so of course LV Qilian would be happy to stay at the Hundreds of Flowers village. "I will stay here and refine pills. I feel that this new 8 wastelands is getting more and more restless," Feng Yujie said as he came out from the Yu Yao mountain villa. "Indeed, we have to increase everyone's cultivation as soon as possible." Chen Xiang nodded. When Chen Xiang went to look for Long Jiuxiao, he wanted to hurry up and obtain the heavenly magic sword. He felt that it should have some effect on those black hairs human. There are still a few more days before the repair will be completed, wait a little longer. Long Jiuxiao chuckled. "Seeing that you're in such a hurry, have you encountered some powerful guy?" "Yes, I've encountered something really powerful." Chen Xiang nodded, and then told Long Jiuxiao about the matter of the black hairs human. "Senior Jiuxiao, do you know what that is?" Chen Xiang asked. "I don't know, but it's definitely not simple. Back in the ancient times, Profound Wasteland was one of the most powerful places in the ancient desolation, and now he's actually being made into such a miserable state by this kind of black hairs human. If Profound Wasteland's barrier is destroyed, wouldn't it be very troublesome for black hairs human to come to new 8 wastelands?" Long Jiuxiao's face became gloomy. "Can you condense a bit of profound Tao power for me?" Chen Xiang's 6 realms mirrors still had profound Tao power in it, so he took out the remaining profound Tao power and gave it to Long Jiuxiao. "I will study it well," Long Jiuxiao said. "I will Lice the form of this energy as soon as possible and then use it to set up an array formation. The array formations of Heavenly Dragon City and Hundreds of Flowers Village must be changed immediately. Long Jiuxiao was very aware of the danger, because he had heard a lot of things from Chen Xiang. This was because the two generations had fused together, causing many things to change quickly and shockingly. No one knew what would happen in the future. Chen Xiang had made some important discoveries in the profound wasteland, so he immediately rushed to the Three Money Divine City to look for Fan S. Hi plus Xn. The three great native bank S were also very concerned about the things that happened in the profound wasteland. C2509. C2509. When Fan S. Hi plus Xin found out that Chen Xiang had come to look for him, he felt it was somewhat funny. What is it? Is it impossible to enter? Fan S. Hi plus Xin laughed, but seeing Chen Xiang's ugly face, he did not laugh anymore. I'm going in. Chen Xiang took a deep breath. The situation inside is not good. Your native bank has been destroyed, and the inside is filled with endless danger. Are you kidding? Did you really go in? We have tried all the rankers in native bank, but none of them were able to break that barrier. Fan S. Hi plus Xin said in disbelief. Really, I almost died inside. Chen Xiang sighed. Something called Black Hair's human has appeared inside. Chen Xiang told Fan S. Hi plus Xin about the appearance and abilities of the Black Hair's human, and even created many images. He knew that Fan S. Hi plus Xin would definitely inform the higher-ups of the three great native bank S about this, and that the higher-ups of the three great native bank S might even know what it was. This is a very important matter. When Fan S. Hi plus Xin heard about the situation inside, his expression became serious. I will tell the big boss and the others. Can you go in again? Fan S. Hi plus Xin asked again. Of course, I want to take a look inside as well. Although Chen Xiang was in a sorry state from being hunted, it was still considered to be safe. After getting his hands on the repaired heavenly magic sword, he planned to go in and try again to see if he could kill one or two Black Hair's human S to study. Of course, what he was more curious about was how exactly were these Black Hair's human born. Was there also a situation in the evil wasteland and above that caused the three great native bank S to be damaged? Then, can you bring our men in to take a look? Fan S. Hi plus Xin asked again. This. I can bring them in, but I'm worried that if I bring them in, they'll lose their lives. Chen Xiang said. He currently did not know the exact strength of those Black Hair's human S, but they were definitely strong. If not, they would not have been destroyed. You don't have to worry about that. We will send 9 elite warriors, each of us 3 native bank S. Fan S. Hi plus Xin said. Come find me when you go, bring them with you. All right. Chen Xiang nodded. The experts sent by the 3 great native bank must be very strong. Chen Xiang thought that nothing would happen at that time. Spirit Wasteland, White Spirit City. When Chen Xiang arrived, she immediately teleported over. She actually knew that Chen Xiang had entered her city. Little scoundrel, you came to play with me so quickly, did you miss me? Xia Beiling pinched Chen Xiang's face and laughed. Sister Beiling, I miss you so much every day. Of course, I came here this time to tell you something important. Chen Xiang grabbed onto Xia Beiling's fair hands. He was a little serious at this moment, because when he thought about the Black Hair's human running out from the profound wasteland, he became extremely worried. Xia Beiling stuck his tongue out at Chen Xiang, then immediately brought Chen Xiang to teleport into her secret room. What is it? Xia Beiling asked. Chen Xiang told Xia Beiling about the situation inside the profound wasteland. Although Xia Beiling was a little lacking, she was still a Dao sovereign and could be considered strong within the spirit wasteland, so he had to let her know. Xia Beiling frowned and said, This is not a good thing. Sister Bai Ling, you know about those black hairs human? Chen Xiang asked anxiously. I know a little. Our master told us that these black hairs human were all. Their names are natural law guardians. Xia Beiling's face became serious. Hearing these words, Chen Xiang had a bad feeling. Obviously, those black hairs human were raised by the heavens, no wonder they were so terrifying. Was this caused by the heavenly Tao and was specially designed to be destroyed? Chen Xiang asked. That's not true. My master said that a group of natural law guardians made some mistakes in their creation, so they were abandoned and sealed in the ancient wastelands. Because these natural law guardians are not easy to kill, if they were to kill them, they would have to pay a large price. Xia Beiling said. What price? Chen Xiang said. Isn't this created by the heavens? The heavenly Tao was so powerful, yet it could not be destroyed? You actually stayed behind to harm me. It was created by the heavens, but I heard that the earliest group of people asked the heavens to create it. When the heavens were created, they gave their management to them. After that group of people found out that there was a big problem with the natural law guardians, they sealed it. Because those people are not as strong as the natural law guardians, it would not be easy for them to destroy it, and they can only be sealed. Xia Beiling sighed. My master said, because those people asked the heavens to create those natural law guardians according to their description, and also because those people did not describe them meticulously enough, and there were many holes in their descriptions, and that group of people were afraid of angering the heavens, so they did not dare to let the heavenly Tao reclaim those natural law guardians. Who are those people? Chen Xiang asked, but he seemed to have already guessed who it was. I don't know either. I only know that those people were originally in charge of controlling the heavenly Tao. My master said that he was once one of those people. Xia Beiling said. In the past, as long as they got an altar or something, like the heavenly Tao asking for something, they could all get it. For the sake of saving trouble, that group of people asked a group of natural law guardians. This bunch of BASTARDS. Chen Xiang could not help but scold. It's a good thing that the profound wasteland has a powerful barrier right now, but I don't know how long they can hold it off. If that group of black hairs human were to break through the barrier and come out, it would be dangerous for the new 8 wastelands. Yes, but I can't find those BASTARDS anymore. Xia Beiling also scolded. Chen Xiang felt that this group of people could very likely be the natural law divine spirits group. Although this group wasn't bad, they didn't have much ability, and were almost defeated by the undead divine race and his group. Right now, he did not know where the natural law divine spirit was either. I'm prepared to go in again after a period of time and check out the situation. This way, we'll be better prepared in the future, and I'll need to bring the people from the 3 great native banks in as well. Chen Xiang said. When are we leaving? I'll go too. You were already so dangerous the last time I went. I'm not at ease letting you go by yourself. Xia Beiling scoffed. Sister Bai Ling, you're so nice. You're so concerned about me. Chen Xiang chuckled, then pulled Xia Beiling's little jade hand and rubbed it. Xia Beiling pulled back her hand and said coquettishly, You little scoundrel, you're trying to take advantage of me again? When exactly are you going to set off for Profound Wasteland? In a few days. Chen Xiang said, Are you busy here? It's still 10 years before you start your war with the beasts, don't you need to prepare? I am only responsible for refining the pills. The rest are for Su Kong and Qingyang. Come find me before you set out again. I'll go tell this matter to Su Kong and Qingyang, and let them be on their guard. Xia Beiling said. C2510. C2510. It would also be much more convenient for Chen Xiang to go to the Heavenly Dragon City, since the 3 great native banks had already been constructed there. Lin Qiqi, who he had just brought back, was doing very well inside. She no longer had to worry about it all the time. She was extremely grateful to Chen Xiang, and even said that she would need to serve Chen Xiang for the rest of her life to repay him. After Chen Xiang stayed in Hundreds of Flowers village for a few days to relax, Long Xuangru gave the heavenly magic sword to him. The heavenly magic sword was still the same. It looked like an ordinary iron sword, but it did not have a sword tip previously, but it had now been repaired. As Chen Xiang held the heavenly magic sword, he also felt that there was something different. My dad said that the repaired heavenly magic sword will be sharper than before, and he has also improved a bit, so you will know when you use it in the future. Long Xuangru said. As long as it's sharp and stu, dy. Chen Xiang brandished it a few times and laughed. It's best if it can cut through anything. Be careful when you go to that Ned place. Long Xuangru said with great concern. Little scoundrel, do you want me to go with you? It's been a long time since I fought alongside you. Long Shui patted Chen Xiang's shoulder and laughed. These few days, she had been pestering Chen Xiang every day, but Chen Xiang was completely ravaged by her group of girls. No need, little naughty dragon is still too weak right now, we should wait for him to become a little stronger. Chen Xiang curled his lips. Underestimating you. Just you wait. Long Shui was very unwilling to accept this. After Chen Xiang obtained the heavenly magic sword, he immediately headed to the spirit wasteland to find Xia Beiling. I have already told this to Su Kong and Qingyang, and they are already making preparations. Oh yeah, the two of them seem to have a way to defend against those black hairs humaness. Tell the heavenly dragon city's dragon to talk to them. Xia Beiling replied. They are very willing to help. The heavenly dragon city and the Hundreds of Flowers village had a very close relations. I+P with Chen Xiang, Su Kong and Qingyang both admired Chen Xiang a lot, and Chen Xiang had also helped them before, so they were naturally willing to cooperate with other cities as well. I will inform them. Let's go. Chen Xiang said. Xia Beiling entered the Yu Yao mountain villa, and as soon as she entered, he played a song for her while dancing. When Chen Xiang arrived at the Three Money Divine City, he asked Huang Jintian here to tell him to take a trip to either Qingyang City or the Void City, to find Qingyang about the matter of defending the Black Hairs human. After that, he went to find Fan S. Hi+Xn. Manor Lord Fan, I'm preparing to set off. Where are your people? Seeing Fan S. Hi+Xin coming into the hall, Chen Xiang asked. They're all here. Fan S. Hi+Xin took out a 9-story pag. Oh, duh, and smiled lightly. They are all inside. As long as you hold the pag. Oh, duh, and enter the barrier, they will come out. Oh right, don't put this pag. Oh, duh, into your spatial magic treasure. Well, is that really okay? Those black hairs humaness are very strong. And I heard that they are even what kind of natural law guardians they were back then. Chen Xiang said. Oh? You know about the natural law guardians too? Who told you? Fan S. Hi+Xin had just found out about it from the great landlord. A friend told me. Chen Xiang said. Seems like it's true. There are a lot of natural law guardians in this group. We need to confirm about their situation. It was originally sealed in the Profound Wasteland S, Devil Wasteland S and Evil Wasteland S. Fan S. Hi+Xin said, after these natural law guardians are awake, the 3 ancient barriers will activate on their own, preventing them from escaping. However, the humans inside the ancient barriers will be in trouble. Then are those barriers very strong? Chen Xiang asked. They can't be sure either. All they know is that the barrier absorbs the power of the ancient desolate core to maintain its circulation. If the natural law guardians evolved to have intelligence similar to a human's, then they would definitely have a way to break it with their current strength. Fan S. Hi+Xin said. The current natural law guardians doesn't have intelligence. In their minds there is only slaughter and it is all daytime. At night they will hide and rest. If they develop their own intelligence and have their own consciousness, then they will become a force that can move even at night and day. Chen Xiang was most worried about this. If he really ran out, this new 8 wastelands would definitely be in trouble. Chen Xiang took the golden pag. Oh duh, and went to the side of profound wasteland. He only went in when it was night. Just like last time, he used the white tiger's jump and easily entered the profound wasteland. After entering, the golden tower suddenly flashed and 9 golden-robed men appeared. We'll meet here in 10 days. If you don't see us in 10 days, then you don't need to wait for us. It means that we're dead, so you can just bring the pag. Oh, da back. One of the golden-robed men said to Chen Xiang, and after that, the 9 of them turned into 9 rays of light and ran off in 9 different directions. Chen Xiang didn't even have time to speak to them before they disappeared. Sister Bai Ling! Chen Xiang shouted. Xia Beiling also came out from the Yu Yao mountain villa. Chen Xiang took out the 6 realms mirrors and then sat on it with Xia Beiling. Those 9 fellows from earlier all possess Dao sex cultivation. They can be considered very powerful. They are indeed worthy of being one of the 3 great native bankers. Only they are willing to send those 9 Dao sect members to their death. Xia Beiling said. After the Dao sect, it should be the Tao Doom. After the Tao Doom, it should be the Dao Sovereign. The Dao Zong realm is so strong, you actually went to die? Chen Xiang frowned. Could it be that we are still unable to deal with the 9 of them? If the 9 of them are together, then it would be all right, but they are separated. From the looks of it, they are heading towards the native bank to investigate, and they definitely have a map on them, so they know where all the native bankers are located. Xia Beiling said. Chen Xiang then began to urge the 6 realms mirrors to use the profound Tao power to lay down the array, enveloping the outside of the 6 realms mirrors. This time, he used more array formations, layer after layer, to protect the 6 realms mirrors. Go deeper in and see their city. Those cities definitely have ways to deal with the black hairs human. Xia Beiling said, Didn't you go to a city last time? Well, but I don't want to go anymore, and Kiki said it's not just the city, there's something else. Chen Xiang said, Since it's still nighttime, we should quickly find another city. Lin Qiqi told Chu Hongqing a lot of things in the Yu Yao mountain villa, including the location of other cities. Chu Hongqing and Yang Xiangyin also remembered it. Chen Xiang would start searching for those cities according to what they told him. He first went to the city he came to last time, then teleported using this city's location, according to the direction that Qi told him to teleport to. In the middle of the night, Chen Xiang finally found a city. This city also had a tall and thick black city wall, its city gate tightly shut. This city had a barrier, but to Chen Xiang it was nothing. He just jumped in with a white tiger, while Xia Beiling stayed inside the Yu Yao mountain villa. Entering the city, Chen Xiang noticed that a lot of people were gathered at a big plaza, and in front of the plaza, there was a tall platform. There were actually tied up over 10 black hairs human-esque. The powerful black hairs human was actually caught. C-2511. C-2511 Chen Xiang had previously seen the might of the black hairs human, but the black hairs human before him had actually been tied up to act as an example to the public. He began to suspect that these black hairs human were captured because they were weak, but when he walked closer, he could feel an angry yet powerful aura being emitted from the black hairs human's body. Although these black hairs human were tied up and sealed inside the array, the power within their bodies was not weak at all. Feeling that strong aura, Chen Xiang was a little worried that these black hairs human would come out. This must be captured by Squad 7. A spectating old man exclaimed. How amazing! The other teams are only going to bring the corpses back, but they managed to capture them alive. That's right. Capturing these guys alive really requires a lot of strength, and there's even more than 10 of them. I heard that even Squad 7 only has 8 people. Team 7 is undoubtedly the strongest team. We can relax now that these teams are so powerful. At this time, Chen Xiang also understood that this city had small teams that specialized in killing black hairs human. These small teams were definitely very strong, and they also received very good treatment. The people from this city are really powerful. They are much stronger than the previous city, but they are actually able to catch this kind of thing alive. The reason they are doing this is to appease people. Chen Xiang said. I wonder how strong those black hairs humans are. Xia Beiling said. If it's just 10 guys like you, I can handle them. Really? Chen Xiang anxiously asked. If you can get me a corpse, that's enough. I really want to see the structure of these guys. These 10 fellows should have just been caught. It was currently nighttime. Didn't they say that this fellow didn't have any offensive ability at night? Of course it's easy to catch. Xia Beiling said. The 7th group must have groped their way over at night to capture these fellows. Chen Xiang nodded. That's possible. Sure enough, it was just as Xia Beiling had said. The 7th group did indeed go and capture these black hairs humans at night, and at this moment, Chen Xiang heard someone talking about this matter. The City Lord is here. Someone suddenly shouted. City Lord was an old man. He walked in front of the 10 black hairs humans and said loudly, Everyone knows that these 10 fellows were captured alive by our 7th squad. Although they are moving at night, according to what the captain of the 7th squad said, these guys' fighting capabilities are also very powerful at night. It's almost no different from the day, only they won't take the initiative at night, and their vigilance and perception will decrease a little at night. However, once we attack them, they will also retaliate fiercely, and our 7th team will be able to catch them through sneak attack. This will allow us to understand more about these black hairs humans. It is possible to kill them at night, which means we cannot sit still and wait for death. We need to retaliate. Chen Xiang had already known from Lin Qiqi that black hairs human only appeared in the profound wasteland a few years ago, and it was growing. Everyone's understanding of the black hairs human was also very limited. Now our 10 teams are ready to recruit people. If you're interested, you can go to the City Lord's mansion to register, undergo the AS assessment, and then join the team. After training, you will be able to follow our excellent team and not kill the black hairs human. This city looked pretty good as well. They were prepared to fight back and kill the black hairs human. Chen Xiang only looked around. He obviously did not plan to sign up, because it was extremely dangerous. Furthermore, he was an unlucky person in the city. He had used the white tiger jump to enter, and if he found out, he was afraid that he would be kicked out. Are you sure you're not going? Xia Beiling thought that Chen Xiang had gone back. I don't want to go, it's too dangerous. What kind of natural law guardians are those? The 3 great native banks were so powerful, yet they were killed, not to mention the people who took refuge in this city. Chen Xiang said, These black hairs human are definitely not that simple. If they are able to evolve their intelligence and act at night, then they will be in danger. Black hairs humans' fighting strength was also very strong at night, but they were not vigilant. It was only because when they created it, they were given the order to rest during the night. Chen Xiang was interested in the black hairs human, but he just wanted to get some corpses to look at, so as to not fight face to face with these black hairs humans. Last time he was besieged, he felt a shadow in his heart. Sister Bai Ling, where do you think these black hairs human would hide? Then how did Squad 7 find it? Chen Xiang asked. How about we go out at night and see if we can find black hairs human? Go in a bit and carefully observe these black hairs humans, Xia Beiling said. Chen Xiang squeezed to the front and carefully observed black hairs human. Black hairs human's skin was all white, but it was not the kind of white that looked good. It was just like a dead person, without any life in them, but only on their skin, while their bodies emitted a strong life force. In addition, they were constantly releasing a black aura. If one looked from afar, they would see that they looked like people with wild, unruly hair. They were not wearing any clothes, and their bodies were covered in a black aura like a black bear. It's all very strange, I can't sense the elemental energy in their bodies, Xia Beiling said, but there are still traces of water vapor outside of them. Since their skin can do this, they should be immersed in water often. Don't tell me they were in the water at night, Chen Xiang said in shock. That should be it. Go out of the city and see where there is a river or lake nearby, Xia Beiling said. Chen Xiang observed with his Dao heart eye, and saw that the hearts of the black hare's human S were covered with a ball of golden light. It was hard for him to tell what kind of power the black hare's human S used, but it looked like they were all using the same type of power, making it hard to tell them apart. I can only capture one to take a look. Chen Xiang could only look for it himself, although there was one right in front of him. Chen Xiang quietly left the city, still using the white tiger's jump to run out. It was impossible to leave through the city gate. Once he was outside the city, Chen Xiang started using the Dao Heart Eye to check the distribution of the Dao Qi. It was very easy to see where the water-type Qi was, but if there was a large distribution in the area, he would head towards a certain direction. Soon, he found the direction. After teleporting for a moment, he found a very quiet lake. The lake was very large, and the end couldn't be seen. On the lakeside, there were many deep footprints, as if a burly man had stepped on them. Chen Xiang also felt the aura of the black hare's human, and he started to get nervous. C-2512. C-2512. It was currently late at night, and the stars and moon in the sky were covered by thick clouds. The quiet lake was very dark, and from time to time, a cold wind would blow across the lake. Chen Xiang stood at the side of the lake and looked at the huge lake. He felt a strange chill, and used Dao Heart Eye to float in the sky to look down. Ah! Chen Xiang could not help but exclaim softly. At the same time, he took a deep breath of cool air, because this was simply too scary. These golden specks of light were the hearts of the black hare's human, meaning that there were countless black hare's human under the lake. If there were only 10 or so of them, Chen Xiang had planned to have Xia Beiling kill them and study them. But with so many black hare's human S down there, and he didn't know how strong they were as a whole, he didn't dare act rashly. Little scoundrel, what did you see? Xia Beiling, who was inside the Yu Yao mountain villa, could also feel a bit of the black hare's human's aura. Seeing that Chen Xiang had not moved even after such a long time and did not say a word, she knew that Chen Xiang must have seen an incredible thing. Sister Bai Ling, we should leave this place as soon as possible. With that said, Chen Xiang teleported away and left the lake. What's going on? Xia Beiling asked anxiously. Below the lake are those black hare's human. I estimate that there are at least a few 100,000 of them. When Chen Xiang thought about it, he could not help but feel chills down his spine. Furthermore, there is a relatively big thing down there. Just now, when he was floating in the air, he could only see a portion of the lake, but it was already a few 100,000. If it was the entire lake, millions of black hare's human would definitely have it. Other than this, he also saw a relatively large heart. Previously, when he was in the city using the Dao Heart Eye to look at the black hare's human S that were captured alive, he could already see the golden heart of the black hare's human. This was also how he estimated the number of black hare's human S below the lake, but just now, he saw a relatively large heart. He didn't know what it was. It looks like this natural law guardians is not only filled with humans, there must be other beasts as well. I wonder how strong those beasts are. Chen Xiang replied, that lake is like a hornet's nest. Could it be that the natural law guardians has not awakened? Xia Beiling frowned. In that case, it's best not to disturb them. I never thought that there would be so many of these. I wonder how many of these things were created in the past. Chen Xiang nodded. He continued to search for places with water. Since the 3 profound wastelands have been sealed, There must be a lot of them. Xia Beiling said. It is very possible that it is just a natural law guardians below the lake that was disturbed, which is why a small portion of them escaped. There should be a large portion of them that have yet to awaken. Sister Bailing, is there any Tao sovereign with a cultivation level like yours in Profound Wasteland? Chen Xiang asked. Definitely. Xia Beiling also knew the meaning behind Chen Xiang's words. Seems like even the existence of Tao sovereigns are unable to stop the Black Hare's human, and could even be killed by the Black Hare's human. Qin Xiang found a small pond and discovered that there were 6 spots of light below. There should be 6 Black Hare's human-s. Sister Bailing, we should be able to make a move now. There are only 6 of them. Chen Xiang said to Xia Beiling. Alright, I'll go now. When Xia Beiling came out of the Yu Yao mountain villa, he looked at the lake below him. After taking a deep breath, he released his spatial energy to sense the bottom of the lake, and very quickly, he could sense the Black Hare's human below him. They are all very strong, these are all at least Tao's. HI plus realm. Xia Beiling was shocked. Seems like they are just small fries. Little June is already that terrifying. Chen Xiang's mouth twitched. It's all because those people were too lazy back then. I only asked the heavens to create these guys to help them manage the world. I never would have thought that such a mistake actually happened. Xia Beiling snorted, then used the power of S.P.A.C. to teleport all of the Black Hare's human out from under the pool, at the same time slicing all of their limbs. Black Hare's human didn't die, it was only that his 4 limbs were separated by the S.P.A.C. Now that he had gained the ability, Black Hare's human was very angry, and his body released waves after waves of berserk energy. Chen Xiang used the Tao Heart Eye at the side, and discovered that the golden heart in Black Hare's human's body had instantly changed color, and used powers of different attribute. Humph! Xia Beiling did not expect the Black Hare's human to struggle so much. She rushed forward and smashed the heads of the Black Hare's human S with her palm, SMAs. HI plussing them into the divine sense CS. He shouldn't be able to resist anymore. Xia Beiling said. These fellows' hearts are all very strange, they can transform Tao energy into different attribute. Chen Xiang said, then took out the heavenly magic sword and dissected it. He pulled out a heart that looked like it was made of gold. This is something created by the heavenly law. Of course, it's not simple. Xia Beiling watched on from the side as well. Unexpectedly, these Black Hare's human S did not bleed at all. Xia Beiling also took out a short sword. She wanted to take a look at a heart, but she had to struggle to cut open a Black Hare's human's chest. Your sword is truly not simple. Xia Beiling had easily taken out the heart when she first saw Chen Xiang, but it was extremely difficult for her. It was only when Chen Xiang saw how difficult it was that he realized the toughness of the Black Hare's human skin and flesh. Did you find anything? Xia Beiling asked. Right now, I only know that the heart is a bit special. Chen Xiang took out the 6 realms mirrors, and then released a bit of profound Tao power from it to envelop a Black Hare's human's body, but there was no reaction. Weird, these fellows are unable to break the formation set up by the profound Tao power, they should be afraid of it. Chen Xiang said, but there's no reaction right now. Try taking a look at the heart. The hearts of these Black Hare's human S are more important. Xia Beiling said. Chen Xiang nodded his head, when he used the profound Tao power to pour into the golden heart of the Black Hare's human. He realized that the golden heart was trembling, and he continued to pour in. Boom! The golden heart had actually exploded. What's going on? Can't the heart absorb too much of this profound Tao power? Chen Xiang said in pleasant surprise. Looks like this is the Black Hare's human's weakness. So you're saying that when killing Black Hare's human, the fastest way is to drive that profound Tao power into their hearts? Xia Beiling frowned. He looked at the golden heart in his palm, which looked like a golden eagle, glowing with a gold light. It should be like this. Chen Xiang nodded. Looks like we need to think of a way to cultivate this profound Tao power, Xia Beiling said. With so many black hairs human, it's hard to say what will happen in the future. Chen Xiang continued to study black hairs human's corpse and heart. He felt that there must be some other secret. C2513. C2513 Chen Xiang used the Tao Heart Eye, as well as his own unique method to sense the structure within the black hairs human's body. Seeing Chen Xiang's forehead filled with sweat, Xia Beiling knew that Chen Xiang was studying it very carefully. Did you find anything? Rest first. Although you are only sitting here, I can see that you have consumed quite a bit. Xia Beiling helped Chen Xiang wipe his sweat. Yes, there are some major discoveries. Chen Xiang frowned. It's very strange, there are many these tiny particles in the heart of these black hairs human. Chen Xiang spread out his palms, which were filled with golden granules like thin sand. What is this? Was it made in the heart? Xia Beiling also felt that this was unbelievable. Yes, Chen Xiang said. I feel that each grain contains profound Tao power. Oh? How much does a grain contain? Xia Beiling very carefully took out a small grain. These granules are the most terrifying part. Many of the hearts that we just detonated did not explode. Look around, many of them were scattered. Chen Xiang said. Xia Beiling walked around in a circle, releasing some light, and sure enough, he saw a lot of SHI plus New York little golden particles on the ground. Those particles didn't explode. If all of them exploded, I might have sustained serious injuries. Chen Xiang couldn't help but feel some lingering fear. Then, he took out a bit of profound Tao power from the 6 realms mirrors and injected it into a small grain. Bang! There was actually a very strong explosion. Sure enough, Chen Xiang took a deep breath. These hearts are too dangerous. Luckily you didn't manage to get much profound Tao power just now. Xia Beiling was surprised. These fellows are clearly training in profound Tao power, but why are they so afraid of it? For it to explode the moment it touches? Xia Beiling did not understand. I don't know either. It might have been a weakness left behind by the heavenly Tao when it created them. They can use the powerful profound Tao power, but they are also afraid of the profound Tao power, especially the area of the heart. Chen Xiang said. Then do we have any way to cultivate the profound Tao power quickly? Xia Beiling asked again. Looks like we need to find some herbs to refine the pellet, this way we can quickly acquire the profound Tao power. That won't be necessary. I do have a way. Chen Xiang said. We can learn these black hairs human and also cultivate a heart. How do I learn? Xia Beiling never thought that Chen Xiang would have such an idea. She thought about it and didn't know how to realize it. If we want to cultivate profound Tao power, we will first have to absorb the Tao Qi here, which contains a tiny bit of profound Tao power, and this bit of profound Tao power will only go once inside our body, then run out. When we run out, we will need to guide it into the furnace to burn it, and only after the refinement will it be absorbed into our body, storing it in the divine sense C. Chen Xiang said. You told me this before, but if our alchemist were to cultivate, it would be much easier. Xia Beiling nodded his head. But even so, it's still rather slow, because we first have to absorb a lot of Tao Qi, and the profound Tao powers are very thin. Chen Xiang nodded. So we need to cultivate a heart that can only absorb profound Tao power. This is the case for these black hairs human and they even managed to cultivate out a special kind of tiny pellet that was specially used to store profound Tao power inside the heart. How should I train? Xia Beiling thought for a while. She didn't think of this. Don't tell me we are going to change their heart to ours? I don't want to. Of course not. Their heart of the profound way is naturally born, and it has a very serious flaw. Chen Xiang said. We want to refine it ourselves. It requires a large amount of profound Tao power. It is equivalent to us putting our own hearts into a large amount of profound Tao power to soak, and refining them into the heart of the profound way. If it succeeds with every beat of our heart, we will absorb a large amount of profound Tao power and condense it into tiny crystals by ourselves, just like these black hairs human-esque. Moreover, we won't have their fatal flaw. Will it work? Where are we going to find a large amount of profound Tao power to refine our hearts? Xia Beiling shook his head. This is too difficult. It's not difficult, let's go back to the city first. Qin Xiang said, I already have a way. If I succeed, I'll let you try again, then let Hongqing and Xiang Yin try again. All right, I knew that you had a lot of evil ideas, I believe in you. Xia Beiling laughed, then entered Qin Xiang's Yu Yao mountain villa. Qin Xiang tidied up Black Hair's human's corpse and returned to the city. By the time he returned, the sky was almost bright. During the day, only this kind of city was safe. However, these cities were all extremely crowded. It was impossible for Qin Xiang to even find a quiet place to stay, but they were all houses. I can only enter my own divine sense sea world. I wonder if I can succeed here. Qin Xiang was helpless. He could only enter the Yu Yao mountain villa. When he entered the city, he found out that many people had done the same thing, and when they rested, they had all been in his real divine sense sea world. However, there was one big drawback to this, and that was that the Tao Qi was absorbed extremely slowly. This city was already very crowded, and everyone was trying to absorb more Tao Qi in order to cultivate more profound Tao power, which resulted in the city's Tao Qi being extremely It's impossible to absorb them here. Qin Xiang sighed helplessly. Looks like I have to ask around to see if there are any medicinal herbs that can produce Tao Qi, and the Tao Qi contains profound Tao power. Only the Taoists in the fantasy world have a profound Tao power. Perhaps there will be medicinal ingredients that can directly produce profound Tao power and can refine them into pills. Xia Beiling said, as long as we can find one, we can immediately start. There are a lot of plants that can be planted here. Xia Beiling had stayed in there for so long, how could he not know about Qin Xiang's creators well? That was a very scary and mysterious thing to her, and also the reason why she was so attached to Qin Xiang. All right, looks like it isn't what I expected. Qin Xiang came out from the Yu Yao mountain villa and asked around on the street. After asking around for an entire day, he found that the ingredients were extremely valuable here. It was not like the time where he could go out to pick them, where going out now was equivalent to him stepping into a coffin. Hence, he did not sell them. These profound stones were stones that he had created using the profound Tao power. C 2514. C 2514. Although the profound wasteland was facing the threat of the Black Hair's human, as if they were in the apocalypse, the people in these cities were still divided into different ranks. And the most important part was that it was divided according to the hunting Black Hair's human. To be able to kill Black Hair's human meant that he had absolute strength. There, he would be respected and be able to enjoy abundant resources. For example, every month, they would have to pay a certain number of profound cultivation stones to the city lord's mansion. A portion of these profound cultivation stones were given to the warriors who were guarding the city, because these warriors could face death at any time. If the city was breached, these warriors would have to come out and defend, which was equivalent to paying a protection fee. At this time, Qin Xiang was on the street and saw a few people from the city lord's mansion going to each other's houses to retrieve their Xian Dao stones. He didn't have to hand in too many Xian Dao stones every month. It was only 10, but he would be able to condense them in 10 days. As long as his family paid 10, it would be relatively easy. Qin Xiang's current profound Tao power was very weak, unlike these people who grew up here. He did not cultivate in the profound Tao power since young, thus he was unable to condense a profound stone. He had also seen these profound stones before. They were small round beads that contained pure profound Tao power. They were all for the small teams in the city to use, so they would be able to become stronger after using these profound stones. Now understood the weakness of the Black Hare's human. The Black Hare's human was extremely afraid of the profound Tao power. The more profound Tao power one could cultivate, the easier it would be to deal with the Black Hare's human. The experts of the cities here all knew this, and this was the reason why they could protect the city. How can I get a Xian Dao stone? Chen Xiang was extremely anxious now. He had many jade money, but these jade money were like trash. Unless the 3 great native banks were newly constructed here, his jade money would not be of any use at all. Sell the Xingdao Dan. Not everyone in the profound wasteland has a Daopa realm. Xingdao Dan are extremely useful, and there are more in the profound wasteland. Xia Beiling said, You, Hongqing, and I will refine them together. You will be able to refine many of them very quickly. I also have the same plan, but right now I have to find the medicinal ingredients that contain profound Tao power. I still don't know the price of those medicinal ingredients yet. Chen Xiang replied, This way, I have confidence in myself. Chen Xiang had already heard of the only place in the city that sold pills, but there weren't many of them. I wonder if he's selling anything now. I'll go take a look first. Chen Xiang said. He already knew that this city would not have any medicinal herbs to sell, and now that there was such a shortage of medicinal herbs, the pill shop did not have any, so even if there were, it would be first for the elite teams to use. If they were willing to sell it, its quality would definitely be of the very worst quality. This was in order to swindle more Xian Dao stones out of them. Chen Xiang went to the place that sold medicinal ingredients. Usually, weapons were sold here, and this shop also had its own small team. Little brother, what do you want? The shopkeeper said with a kind smile. He was an old man dressed in an elegant manner. I would like to ask if you have any medicinal herbs for sale here? Chen Xiang asked. This. Are you sure you want it? This is very expensive. The old man was stunned for a moment before he asked with a smile. How much? Chen Xiang asked. Chu Hongqing and Xia Beiling had already refined 10 Xingdao Danes. He felt that they could bargain at that time for each other's ingredient. All right. The old man was very polite. He took out a box and opened it. Inside was only a dried-up yellow GRAS. What kind of medicinal herb is this? Chen Xiang asked. Profound Spirit GRAS. After eating, you can quickly obtain a lot of profound Tao power S, which is equivalent to 3,000 profound stones. But now that you think about it, it has already withered a lot, so you only need 1,000 profound stones. The old man said. That's 1,000 Xian Dao stones? Chen Xiang did not know what level 1,000 profound cultivation stones was, but he did not have it now, nor did he feel that it was too much. Little brother, this is extremely cheap. I estimate that the profound Tao power contained within this profound strength GRAS is at least equivalent to 1,203 profound stones. The old man asked, Do you want it? Chen Xiang thought for a moment, then took out a pellet and handed it over to the old man, asking, Innkeeper, do you recognize what pellet this is? The old man seemed to be knowledgeable. He accepted it and looked at it, then took a deep breath. This seems to be a Xingdao Dan. Sir, I'm impressed, but you actually recognize it. This is a pill that has been lost for a long time. When they were in Spirit Wasteland, only Xia Beiling and the others had them. I only learned about this from an ancient book. The smell of this pill is recorded in it. The old man exclaimed, Where did you get this from? This is a secret. Do you think this pill can be exchanged for the profound strength GRAS in your hands? Chen Xiang laughed and asked. Xia Beiling and Chu Hongqing both felt that Chen Xiang was a little stingy. He could take someone's profound spirit GRAS. with just one pellet, but they felt that he would need at least 8 or 10 of them. I need to consider this. The old man couldn't make up his mind. He was only the shopkeeper, and the shop wasn't his. Let's go to the inner hall first. I'll have a chat with the boss. He returned the Xingdao Dan to Chen Xiang, and also brought Chen Xiang to an elegant small hall inside. Chen Xiang sat there and waited. Not long later, the old man and a blue-robed middle-aged man arrived. You really have a Xingdao Dan? Quick, let me take a look. The blue-robed middle-aged man was obviously the boss. At this moment, he appeared somewhat excited. Chen Xiang laughed and quickly took out the Xingdao Dan. Although I do not recognize Xingdao Dan, the quality of the pills here are quite good. The owner nodded. If I can confirm that this is a Xingdao Dan, I can trade with you. Oh, how do I confirm it? Chen Xiang asked. The boss forced out a smile and said, the best way is to eat it directly, so it's not easy to prove it. Chen Xiang said, I believe you, so I allow you to find a Dao Dan realm to test this pellet. The owner was shocked and asked, does that mean you have another pill? Chen Xiang nodded. He felt that if he used it well, he would be able to sell it for a good price. Very quickly, he found a person, who looked to be in his teens, to be his son. Alang, eat it and then refine it. The boss told his son, if it really was a Xingdao Dan, he felt that he had struck it rich, because if his son could eat one, he could get another. After the owner's son consumed it, he sat cross-legged on the ground and refined the medicinal power. It didn't take long for him to finish refining it, and he also leveled up from the 3rd level of Dao Dan realm to the 4th level. This is a real Xingdao Dan, the boss said with a bit of excitement. Chen Xiang laughed, then he and the owner successfully exchanged for the profound strength GRA.SS. The moment he obtained the profound strength GRA.SS, he immediately gave it to Xia Beiling, allowing her and Chu Hongqing to quickly soak it in the creation God's spring, so that the withered profound strength GRA.SS could be resurrected. See 2515. See 2515. After the deal was completed, the boss would still treat Chen Xiang to a meal. Chen Xiang did not reject, as he did not understand much in this place, and being able to build a good relations. HI+P with the boss was not bad. Boss Tai, do you have any other medicinal ingredients? Chen Xiang asked. Most of these medicinal herbs have to have profound strength. Not at the moment, but I just found out that my team found a fresh one outside. If the price is generous, I can cut it off. Boss Tai chuckled, then lowered his voice. Brother Shen, are you an alchemist, and an outsider at that? Since the boss Tai was able to manage such a shop here, his strength was definitely not weak. Furthermore, he had a wide network of connections, and had experienced many things, so he was naturally able to see through Chen Xiang's ident. 1. Tai as an alchemist. Chen Xiang nodded. It's rare to see a young alchemist these days, and they can even refine such a legendary Xingdao Dan. Before Black Hair's human even appeared, the pill formulas for the Xingdao Dan have been circulating for a long time, but none of us here are able to refine one. Boss Tai took a sip of the wine and sighed, and you, the little demon, were actually able to refine it. Yes, I've been in closed-door training for a long time, and I became like this the moment I came out. Chen Xiang sighed. Boss Tai, do you have a place to stay? I do not wish to stay in the real world to rest. Of course, I'll give it to you for free. The boss Tai chuckled. When the time comes, even if I have the medicinal ingredients, I can inform you in time. Right, how many Xingdao Dan do you still have? The boss Tai knew that Chen Xiang was a Daopa realm, and that the Daopa realm couldn't be used by the Xingdao Dan. Thus, Chen Xiang definitely wouldn't leave it for her to use. I still have 5 pills left, and I still have some medicinal ingredients that I haven't refined yet. At the moment, I'm not sure how many Xingdao Dan those ingredients can produce. In this period of lack of medicinal pills, having 5 Xingdao Dan was pretty good. Boss Tai nodded. In 2 days, my elite group will return. If they can return, then they should be able to bring back fresh medicinal ingredients. Alright, I look forward to it too. Chen Xiang laughed. If the quality of the ingredients is not bad, then I will have more motivation to refine the pills. Oh right, Brother Shen, are you someone from this city? I don't think I've heard of you before. Although this was the second floor of his shop, he was extremely cautious. He could also tell that Chen Xiang did not want to reveal that he was an alchemist. No, I snuck in here. Is there a problem? Chen Xiang asked. The problem is quite big, but it doesn't matter. If you don't get caught, then it's fine, you can just stay here and don't run around. If you meet any city guards, they will ask you for your item. 1. Tai jade plate, and if you can't take it out, you will be thrown out. The boss Tai said. Ah, so strict. Chen Xiang had thought that he just needed to sneak in. Of course it's strictly done, because the city has followed the rules of collecting Xian Dao stones every month, and they all came according to the item. 1 Tai token. If they were in the city but did not pay any Xian Dao stones and were found out, they would be thrown out. You have to know, the city is very crowded, so they have to be strict with the rules. Boss Tai said in a serious tone. That's why you have to be careful when you go out. It's too dangerous, I was just strolling around outside. Chen Xiang took a deep breath. Don't worry too much. I'll think of a way to get you an item. 1. Tai jade token so that you can be at ease and stay in this city. The boss Tai was a businessman. Chen Xiang, who was young and had potential, was a treasure. Even if it did not bring him benefits, they could still befriend him first. Forget about the current period, even in the past, he would definitely try his best to form a relations. H.I.+P. with these kinds of alchemists. Thank you, Boss Tai. Chen Xiang cupped his hands across his chest and toasted with Boss Tai. It's hard to get an item. 1. Tai jade token, so you definitely won't be able to do it in a short period of time. I'll give you this first. Boss Tai took out 2 golden hearts. Normally, 4 or 5 black hairs human's heart would be required to exchange for an item. 1. Tai jade tablet. Boss Tai said. If it's the beginning, just a little bit of the profound way stone would be sufficient, but after the city gets crowded, the requirements are very high. Chen Xiang received the gene Xian of the 2 black hairs human S and asked, Boss Tai, what use do these gene Xian S have? The main job of the warriors in the city is to kill the black hairs human, and to obtain these gene Xian to maintain the operation of the array formation in the city. You have to understand that our city is often attacked by the black hairs human during the day. Su Yun said in a low voice. The boss Tai said. So that's how it is. Chen Xiang finally understood why the arrays in these cities could protect the black hairs human. After they finished eating, the boss Tai brought Chen Xiang to the small villa at the back of the store. He didn't think that there would be such a good place in this crowded city, which made Chen Xiang feel that the position of the boss Tai was out of the ordinary. Boss Tai, looks like you're quite capable, Chen Xiang said while laughing. To be honest, City Lord is my father. The boss Tai laughed. Is this true? Chen Xiang was very surprised. Anyone who has been here for a few years will know about this, so I was sure that you had snuck in. The boss Tai laughed. You don't have to be surprised. Although my father's City Lord has quite a lot of power and strength, he has a tight grip on me. I was eyed like a tiger by many people in this courtyard. Boss Tai sighed. What? There are many powers in this city. Chen Xiang was very curious about this. No matter what period it is in, it will always be there. As long as there is someone there, it will always be there. The boss Tai said. There are 3 main forces here, one of them is the City Lord's mansion, which is my father's faction, and the army of the D realm is next, mainly guards and the like, they have very strong powers, mainly to protect the city, and lastly, the Heart Hunt Squad, which is one of those small teams, they are mainly responsible for going out to hunt the black hairs human, and obtain gene Xen. I am being watched by the army of G.O.D. right now. They want my small manor, but fortunately I managed to hold on. I don't know how long they will be able to hold on for." Chen Xiang replied, "Your father actually doesn't want to help you." Boss Tai shook his head. "This little villa was made by me back then, so it's my own matter. I'm too lazy to look for him. After all, if I look for his city lord, other people would say that he's covering for his son or something. I don't want to ruin his reputation." Chen Xiang patted his shoulder and laughed. "You really are a good son, at least you won't cheat." Boss Tai said with a wry smile. "But right now there are already many rumors and rumors. It was only my father who came out to help me and saved my little villa from suffering." See 2516. See 2516. When Chen Xiang arrived at the city, he saw many crowded houses. The only thing he could see from there was a pretty little villa. It was truly a rare sight. The boss Tai would definitely not want to let this place go. At this time, Chen Xiang also obtained A.S.P. A science room, and there was a secret room for refining pills below the ground, which was extremely rare for him. "Sister Bai Ling, Hongqing, how's the profound spirit GRASS? Can it concoct a pill?" Chen Xiang asked. "That's fine, but I don't feel that it's enough. If only there was another medicinal ingredient, then it would be fine. Although this profound strength GRASS has a large amount of profound energy, the profound energy it condenses is not natural enough. It's a bit berserk." Xia Beiling said. "Okay, we'll wait 2 more days." Chen Xiang said, "For the next 2 days we will first refine a few more Xingdao Dan. The Xingdao Dan are still very useful here." Chen Xiang had only used 2 Xingdao Dan, and he already received such a good treatment. 2 days later, Chen Xiang and the other 2 had refined a total of 100 Xingdao Dan pills, and Boss Tai had also come to find him excitedly. "Brother Shen, my team is back," Boss Tai shouted. "They have arrived at the city gate." It was currently nighttime, and the city would only open at night. Usually, teams would come back and open the city gate. Previously, when Chen Xiang was eating with Boss Tai, he already knew that he had a small team of 10. This small team was raised up by him alone, and they were completely loyal to him. Every time a team returned, there would always be a lot of welcome, especially if they were able to return alive. "Come, let's go to City Lord's mansion." The Boss Tai laughed. "Why are we going to the City Lord's mansion? Aren't those teams coming back directly?" Chen Xiang asked. "They will, but they will go to City Lord's mansion first, because some of them will be injured. Furthermore, the City Lord will receive them and help them wash their clothes. To this city, they are all existences similar to heroes." Boss Tai said, "You have never been to City Lord's mansion. I will take you out." "Boss Tai, I don't have an item." 1. Tai jade plate. This isn't appropriate, right?" Chen Xiang replied. "Didn't you tell me before that you don't want to wander around? It's more dangerous for you to be alone, but no one will dare to investigate you when you're with me." Boss Tai laughed. "What's more, it's inside my father's City Lord's mansion." Just like this, Chen Xiang followed Boss Tai to the City Lord's mansion. At this time, the City Lord's mansion was brightly lit, the door was wide open and a red carpet covered the entire place. Several groups of people were lying on the red carpet, and amidst many cheers and praise, they walked into the City Lord's mansion. Chen Xiang saw these small squads from afar, and could feel the killing intent coming from them. Although they looked to be in a sorry state, no one dared to underestimate them because the killing intent coming from each and every one of them were fighting for their lives. Under everyone's gazes, these dozens of people entered the City Lord's mansion. "Let's go through the back door. After all, we aren't the type of people who would risk our lives. We aren't worthy of taking that road." The Boss Tai laughed self-deprecatingly, then led Chen Xiang into the City Lord's mansion through the back door. "Boss Tai, you were very nervous when you came, but now you have become so relaxed. Chun Xiang was very curious about this. I'm worried that my squad will suffer heavy casualties. Just now, I saw that they were able to walk with their backs straightened, so I was relieved. I raised them myself, so they're equivalent to my disciples. I don't want to see them, the boss Tai said, then pointed to a round table in front of them. Our team is over there. I saw it. They're all men. Chen Xiang laughed. Of course they're all men, but these days, it's very male to find a strong female warrior, and there's only one in Squad 7. That female warrior is indeed powerful, and she's also the captain of Squad 7. The boss Tai said. Oh, I remember there's no blood in black hairs human. Chen Xiang frowned. Those are all little black hairs human s. Powerful black hairs human s have blood on them, and it's very red as well. Look at the people in those small teams, the ones with blood on them are all black hairs human s who have fought against strong ones. The boss Tai said. Chen Xiang had already seen Squad 7. Just as he entered, he heard the loud name of Squad 7, which was that they had captured more than 10 black hairs human s alive. The Lionheart holy man from Heart's Hunt Squad is sitting at the table of the 7th Squad. The boss Tai said, right now, Team 7 is the strongest team in the whole Heart Hunt Squad. Chen Xiang was shocked, there was actually a Dao Sovereign here. Dao Sovereign, so powerful! Chen Xiang exclaimed. Isn't that so? My father is also a Dao Sovereign and I am only in the Dao sect. I would not dare to charge into the Tao Doom right now. I will die. The boss Tai said, many of those small groups of soldiers are either from the Dao Masters or the Dao Zong realm. Their overall strength is very strong. Boss Tai brought Chen Xiang to his team's table. Brother Shin, this is our iron fighting team. Even though they are a private party and don't have a good ranking, they would almost always be able to bring some black-furred Jin Xian back alive. Then, he introduced the members of the iron fighting team to Chen Xiang. The warriors in the iron fighting team were all fierce men, and were all much taller than Chen Xiang. They looked very fierce, and all of them were very generous. Although they did not know who Chen Xiang was, but they knew that he was Boss Tai's friend, they all poured wine for him. After returning from fighting outside, they should have rested and recovered from their injuries. However, these people were here eating, drinking, and boasting. It seemed like they were like this all the time. Chen Xiang had been paying attention to the female party leader of the 7th group quietly this whole time. She looked very strong and had a good alcohol tolerance too. Even Chen Xiang could not stand the strong alcohol and did not dare to drink too much. Tai Xiong, your team members managed to get a sky-profound golden ginseng. Our city's resources are so scarce, you should donate it. An old man chuckled. Boss Tai's name was Tai Xiong. Chen Xiang knew that the old man was the leader of some divine military academy. He was Tled Divine Troop Tao Venerable and also had a cultivation base of Dao Sovereigns. There were 3 Dao Sovereigns in this city, and the city lord was a Dao Sovereign. Our team is working so hard. I must be thinking for them. Tai Xiong smiled faintly. Oh, how do you want to split the ingredients? Why don't you sell them in exchange for a large amount of Xian Dao stones? Divine Troop Tao Venerable said, name your price. The sky-profound golden ginseng was sold to Chen Xiang, and Tai Xiong had already agreed on it beforehand, so no matter what price the other party offered, he would not sell it. Not for sale. Tai Xiong's tone was extremely resolute, and anyone could hear it. See 2517. See 2517 before, Chen Xiang did not know the value of sky-profound golden ginseng, but in the end, it could be seen that the value of the sky-profound golden ginseng was much higher than what he had imagined. Tai Yuntian, look at your son. How can he still care so much about his own personal interests at this time? Divine Troop Tao Venerable sighed, you can't blame him for this. I heard that he has a very beautiful little villa. Tai Yuntian was the city lord, which was also his father. It was obvious that the Divine Troop Tao Venerable wanted to make this kind of thing happen to him, because he understood his own son very well. Furthermore, his own son was a man with backbone, and had always been independent since he was young. Divine Troop Tao Venerable, Xiong's iron fighting team is not weak either, and the sky profound golden ginseng was exchanged with their lives, so how they handle it is their business. I remember that the 3 squads under your command often get good things, and you have not yet shared it with everyone. Tai Yuntian chuckled, his laughter carrying a trace of ridicule. My little team serves this city. We all know the nature of Tai Xiong's iron fighting team, and the reason why they went out specifically to find resources and then sell them off was for their own personal interest. The Divine Troop Tao Venerable said, "Of course, I am a reasonable person. Tai Xiong always pays his profound cultivation stones on time, and his team also gets a lot of achievement. Every time they return, Jean Xin would hand it in. If that's the case, then why are you still spouting nonsense? If you want my sky profound golden ginseng, then just say so." Tai Xiong stood up and said angrily. Tai Xiong's little villa was caused by the Divine Troop Tao Venerable, and it was almost gone. He had to pay a large sum of profound way stones in order to protect it, so he had already long since held back his anger. Furthermore, he had drank quite a bit now, and was being pressured by the Divine Troop Tao Venerable to such an extent. Chen Xiang never thought that the normally gentle and kind Tai Xiong would actually have such an explosive side to him, and that his iron fighting team was indeed not bad. Seeing Tai Xiong's anger, they all stood up, looking as if they were about to fight. "Oh my God, you're truly Tai Yuntian's son, how dare you contradict me like that?" Divine Troop Tao Venerable stood up and laughed. At this moment everyone was very quiet. Other than Iron Fighting Team, the other teams here were mostly from Heart Hunting Academy and City Lord's Mansion. Divine Troop Tao Venerable's team wasn't here, they had the least people here. "I am quite selfish, but you are a greedy ghost. Don't think that I don't know what you are doing in the dark." Tai Xiong scoffed, "Don't force me to fall out with you. If you want to hit me again, just wait for your ugly matter to be revealed to the public." Looks like you drank too much." Divine Troop Tao Venerable's face was full of smiles. "I was just joking with you just now, I just didn't expect the usually heroic boss Tai Xiong to not be able to make such a joke." Everyone was secretly shocked. Tai Xiong seemed to have grasped some weakness of the Divine Troop Tao Venerable, if not, he would definitely not let things rest after he was rebuked by others. It could be seen that the Divine Troop Tao Venerable had secretly done many shameful things. Tai Xiong was also much more clear-headed now. After he grunted, he sat down. Tai Yuntian did not say much. He did not seem to be worried about his son, but now, he could actually toast to the Divine Troop Tao Venerable. "Boss Tai, I heard that a VIP came to your shop. I assume that this is the little brother that came with you." An armored man walked over with a bowl of wine in his hands. From his attire, one could tell that he was from the Divine Military Academy, and he was sitting at the same table as Divine Troop Tao Venerable. Tai Xiong did not have a ident. 1. Tai jade plate, so if he were to be found out, it would be extremely troublesome. Divine Troop Tao Venerable would definitely make a big fuss on this matter. He scolded himself for being careless. He had originally planned to have Iron Fighting Team leave behind some of his ident. 1. Tai jade plates, but Iron Fighting Team had already handed them over to his father. "He's a friend, and he doesn't have a lot of alcohol," Tai Xiong said. "You should be able to tell, so please return. Moreover, he doesn't like to talk to strangers, his personality is very eccentric. Yuan Tong, don't disturb him. Come back quickly." Divine Troop Tao Venerable shouted. That Yuan Tong ignored the Divine Troop Tao Venerable and continued to speak with a smile instead. "I heard that this friend of yours exchanged the Xing Dao Dan for a stock of your profound strength GRSS. Your son Tai Lang, who is around 10 years old, just stepped into the 3rd level of the Dao Dan realm not long ago." Tai Xiong scolded in his heart. This kind of thing actually spread out, and it was even known to his mortal enemies. Yuan Tong, your ears are really as good as a dog's nose. Not bad, it's true. Tai Xiong admitted it, and everyone looked at Chen Xiang. The people here were all elite warriors. Although they did not know how to refine pills, they understood a lot about pills, especially the Xingdao Dan. Many alchemists were unable to concoct such pills, but the pill recipes were everywhere, and now someone could take them out, and it was even a handsome man. Your friend here looks unfamiliar. Does he have an ident? 1. Tai Jade token? Yuan Tong said with a smile. Nope. Chen Xiang answered him immediately. Tai Xiong did not know what to do. If Chen Xiang was kicked out, it would be troublesome if he still wanted to bring Chen Xiang back. Yuan Tong sighed and said, That's truly unfortunate. According to the rules of our city, you must leave immediately. I'm sorry, but you are really amazing. You do not have an ident. 1. Tai token, yet you are actually sitting here. I am truly impressed. Chen Xiang was very calm as he replied, I know a little about the rules of this city. I heard that as long as you have Gene Xian, you can exchange him for a ident. 1. Tai Jade token, right? Yes, I need 5. Yuan Tong said. Isn't it 4? Tai Xiong shouted. That's because he has already entered the city, so he has to hand in one more person. If he were to apply at the city gate, he would only need 4 more people. 5 black hairs human S is not easy to obtain. Even using profound stones would require a lot, and there are only 1 or 2 of your iron fighting team S who return at a time, and you even need to hand them over. Yuan Tong had already arrived beside Chen Xiang and said, Little brother, please leave our city immediately. Chen Xiang said, I have 5 black hairs human S, I can stay here, I have disappointed you. As he spoke, he took out 5 Gene Xins. Tai Xiong had given him 2 previously, so he had already killed a few black hairs human S. Of the 5 Gene Xins that Chen Xiang had taken out, 2 of them were dim, and were slightly smaller, while the other 3 were slightly bigger and golden. They looked much better than the 2 beside them. C2518. C2518. The better Gene Xin was at black hairs human, the stronger he would be. The black hairs human that Xia Beiling had killed a few before was already pretty good. The hard-hunting team present all understood Gene Xin very well. Looking at the 3 very fresh Gene Xins, they knew that they had just taken them out not long ago, and Chen Xiang's strength was merely at the Daopa realm. It was impossible for him to kill 3 black hairs human S. Most importantly, even if it was the Iron Fighting Team S themselves, it would not be an easy feat to get a hold of these 3 Gene Xins. However, everyone knew that the Iron Fighting Team had already handed them over just now. Now came the problem. How did Chen Xiang's Gene Xin come here? Where did you get your Gene Xin from? After Yuan Tong saw Chen Xiang's Gene Xin, he had a lot of questions. Tai Xiong really wanted to know why Chen Xiang suddenly took out so many Gene Xins, which surprised him greatly. None of your business. I only have 5 Gene Xins. Chen Xiang laughed faintly. Can you give me my ident? 1. Tai Jade token now? My name is Chen Xiang. Tai Yuntian understood his son. Someone who could be considered a friend by his son was definitely not an ordinary person. Our city is very crowded right now, so the issuance of ident. 1. Tai tokens requires the presence of all 3 of us. This is perfect. Tai Yuntian walked over with a smile, took the 5 Gene Xins, and then gave Chen Xiang an ident. 1. Tai Jade token. Yuan Tong originally thought that he could give Tai Xiong a ruthless blow, but he didn't think that he would be the one to suffer such a setback. This little brother, where did your Gene Xin come from? This old one is very curious about this, can you tell me? The person speaking was an old man. He was sitting in the same seat as the 7th squad. The heart-hunting holy man Chen Xiang said, When I was outside, because I was lucky, I met a senior. She was the one who helped me kill him. The profound Tao power within these three gene XINs are very abundant and did not consume much energy. It can be seen that these three black hairs human S were not killed in an intense battle. The senior you met was at least a Tao sovereign. The one who spoke was a woman, and she was the only woman here, the captain of Squad 7. Her voice was cold, but very pleasant to hear. Even if it's a Tao sovereign, if he doesn't have any tricks up his sleeves, he would have to suffer a lot to deal with black hairs human of this level. Killing him quickly wouldn't be an easy task. The heart-hunting holy man nodded, indeed. Even I am not that easy to deal with. The senior you met was truly powerful. I wonder where he came from? I don't know where he came from. He was wearing a mask and so on, but I know how he killed them because I saw him bringing me to a pond. He said that at night, the black hairs human would always hide under the water. Chen Xiang said. Tai Xiong said, the key to defeating the black hairs human is not cultivation, but the profound Tao power. If the profound Tao power is stronger, then the stronger it is, the more able it is to defend against the black hairs human's attacks. During battles, it is easier to not be afraid of the black hairs human's attacks. So that's how it is. Then doesn't that mean that the 7th team cultivates a very strong profound Tao power? Chen Xiang asked. Yes, that's why it is much easier for them to fight black hairs human than it is for us. Tai Xiong said. Of course, they themselves are going all out, that's why they are able to obtain more cultivation resources for themselves, so that they can cultivate a dense profound Tao power. It's late, I'm going to rest now. Chen Xiang said. He's in a hurry to refine pills, right? Tai Xiong laughed. Chen Xiang returned to his room and walked down into the secret underground room. What rank is the Sky Xian Golden Ginseng? Chen Xiang asked. It's only a high-grade king-level pill, not something that's too difficult to refine. It will be able to replicate a few very quickly, and at that time we can start to refine them. Xia Beiling said. She already knew about the matters regarding Chen Xiang's purple pearls. Chen Xiang's methods of obtaining medicinal ingredients left her in a state of amazement. All right. Chen Xiang didn't have to wait long before he received a stock of profound energy GRASS and a sky profound golden ginseng, which he then started to refine. His goal was to cultivate a heart of the profound way, and that way he would be able to quickly absorb the profound Tao power within the profound wasteland. He did not need to go through a complicated process of refining flames, and he would be able to quickly obtain a large amount of profound Tao power. Chen Xiang spent the entire night refining pills. At daybreak, he and Xia Beiling had always succeeded in refining a set of profound Dao King Dan S. He could refine 5 profound Dao King Dan S in one furnace, and Xia Beiling would refine 1 less profound Dao King Dan than him. C 2519. C2519, not long after Chen Xiang and her successfully refined it, Chu Hongqing was also able to successfully refine 3 pills. I wonder how effective it will be. Chen Xiang said, I'll eat a few pills first to see what happens. Chen Xiang immediately swallowed the 4 profound Dao King Dan S that he had refined, and after eating it, the profound Tao power exploded in his stomach. He immediately started circulating his cultivation technique to stimulate the profound Tao power to attack his heart, controlling the profound Tao power to enter his heart. At this moment, his heart was being attacked from inside and outside the profound Tao power. Then, he used the method of refining pills and used the profound Tao power to refine his own heart. Following the continuous beating of his heart, the profound Tao power also rapidly decreased, being continuously refined into his heart, and changed it. Profound Dao King Dan are not enough. Continue refining, you have to speed up. Chen Xiang said. In just a moment, more than half of his profound Tao power had been used up. After that, Chen Xiang ate the profound Tao King Dan refined by Chu Hongqing and himself and entered into cultivation. He wanted to complete a heart of the profound way in one go. 4 hours had passed, said, and Chen Xiang had already used up all of his medicinal power, but he was still unable to successfully cultivate the heart of the profound way. It's still not enough. Chen Xiang sighed. How many do you think you'll need? Xia Beiling asked. Around 50 pills. Chen Xiang said. So many. Xia Beiling was a little surprised. However, if you're familiar with refining, this would also happen very quickly. Let's forge it together. Chen Xiang said. Currently, Yang Xiangyin was in charge of growing the medicinal herbs. Chen Xiang, Chu Hongqing and Xia Beiling specialized in refining this profound Tao King Dan, and after familiarizing themselves with it, their refining speed had become faster and faster. Chen Xiang closed up for an entire day, and finally got 40 profound Tao King Dan. Tai Xiong knew that Chen Xiang was in closed-door cultivation, so he did not disturb her. Chen Xiang gobbled down the profound Tao King Dan one by one and then began to cultivate. After a day had passed, he suddenly began to shout in a low voice. What's wrong? Xia Beiling, who was still concocting pills, heard this, and asked immediately. It's nothing, I'm about to succeed, so my heart hurts. Chen Xiang said. My heart is undergoing a transformation, and just as I had expected, I can refine a heart of the profound way. An hour later, Chen Xiang let out a long sigh and wiped his sweat. I've finally succeeded. At this time, whenever his heart beat, he would automatically absorb a large amount of profound Tao power into his body. Of course, the biggest benefit of the heart of the profound way was not only the ability to absorb profound Tao power from between heaven and earth, but also the ability to quickly activate a large amount of profound Tao power and control it more freely. If I can cultivate this mysterious heart even better, then I'll be able to use it to convert my Tao energy into profound Tao power. Chen Xiang said. Looks like it's just focusing on cultivating the heart of the profound. There's no need to cultivate any sort of profound Tao power. There's no need to store the profound Tao power. That's pretty good. He should be able to cultivate his mind through training his heart. Xia Beiling laughed. If it's really possible, like bones, then I can transform Tao energy into become even more powerful. Chen Xiang nodded his head. That's right, I have that intention. He looked at the white aura that had come out of his palm, and realized that it was an extremely pure profound Tao power. His current goal was to find a way to deal with the black hairs human, because there were a lot of people here, especially those who had yet to awaken. There were many lakes and seas in the profound wasteland. If there were black hairs humans below, the number of lakes and seas would far exceed his imagination. Chen Xiang had refined 2 more batches of pills, and his refining speed was even faster now. He would be able to complete them in 4 hours, and furthermore, he had to control 2 pill furnaces at the same time. This made Xia Beiling extremely jealous. How did you refine it so fast? Xia Beiling scoffed. And I can even condense another pellet. Hee, you haven't even seen my pill refining when I tried my best. This is just a small matter. This is the result of my many years of cultivation. Chen Xiang laughed. He was able to refine the pill to the maximum 3 levels, producing a very high-quality pill. When I'm free, I'll make a cauldron for you to see. Chen Xiang had many excellent techniques that he had never shown others before. He walked out of his room and went into the little villa's garden. He found out that the 10 people from Iron Fighting Team and Tai Xiong were all there, cultivating. Brother Shin, you've finally come out of seclusion. Tai Xiong opened his eyes and said to Chen Xiang. Sorry to bother you. Chen Xiang said. Now that the Tao Qi is thinning out, we can only cultivate here because we have nothing better to do, so we don't really expect to be able to cultivate anything. Usually, we all go out at night to train, so our squad is free to go in and out. Tai Xiong said. So it's like that. Chen Xiang nodded, then said, Big Brother Tai, how about you use the Sky Profound Golden Ginseng and the Profound Spirit GRAS to refine a kind of pellet? He refined it so quickly? It's only been a few days, Tai Xiong said in shock. As he said that, Chen Xiang took out 11 Profound Tao King Dan-s. 11 of them. You can refine that many out of those two things? When Tai Xiong saw Chen Xiang take out the pill, he was shocked. The 10 warriors of Iron Fighting Team were the same. Don't worry about it so much, do you dare to eat it? Chen Xiang laughed. Why wouldn't I dare? As Tai Xiong said this, he picked up one pellet and placed it into his mouth to eat it. Everyone, take one and try it out. Chen Xiang laughed. The people from Iron Fighting Team immediately came over. After they ate it, their reactions were the same as Tai Xiong's. They clearly knew that this pellet was extremely pure and contained the same amount of profound stones they had absorbed. They would have to spend many nights outside to cultivate so many profound Tao powers, and the pills here would allow them to obtain a lot in one go. A profound Tao power of this level would at least cost 10,000 profound stones. No, at least 20,000. As Tai Xiong refined it, he estimated the effects of the pellet. The alchemist is powerful. To be able to bring out such a great amount of value with those two things, if we were to exchange them for Xian Dao stones, it would only be 20 or 30,000 at most. A big fellow sighed. Chen Xiang himself didn't know how strong the effects of this profound Tao King Dan was in the hearts of these people, because he didn't have the arduous experience of chasing after the profound Tao power. As for the people here, if they wanted to obtain the profound Tao power, they would have to take a risk and go out at night, or find a way to obtain a large amount of profound stones. But the pellet Chen Xiang gave them right now contained a large amount of profound Tao power. If they could take one every day, they felt that it wouldn't be a problem to Serpa's 7th Squad. Brother Shin, is there anything else? As the Tao sect was Tai Xiong, he refined it the fastest. Not yet. Chen Xiang smiled mysteriously. Tai Xiong also laughed twice. He could guess that Chen Xiang had a way to quickly grow those medicinal herbs, which was a great thing for him. This meant that his Iron Fighting Team would quickly become stronger. See 2520. See 2520. Although Chen Xiang had already interacted with the Black Hare's human and conducted a simple research on it before, he still did not know much about it. After all, he needed some time. For example, he did not know how strong the Black Hare's human was, and there were many people here who were experienced enough to do it. Brother Tai, how strong are the Black Hare's human you've met so far? Chen Xiang asked. Apical novel. At that time, it was said that a few small teams together could only kill this Black Hare's human, and more than 10 of them had died. Tai Xiong said, I have never seen it myself, so I am not too sure either, but my father said, there must be a stronger Black Hare's human here. Right now, Chen Xiang was worried that the Black Hare's human would break through the barrier of the profound wasteland and escape to the new 8 wastelands. At that time, the new 8 wastelands would definitely be killed by the Black Hare's human, and his strength would not be as strong as the ancient 8 desolations. In the next few days, Chen Xiang would be refining his way through. This kind of pill could help him cultivate the vigorous profound Tao power, and as long as he had enough profound Tao power, it would be able to stop him from having to struggle when facing the Black Hare's human. At that time, not only would he have to cultivate the vigorous profound Tao power, he would also need to get the warriors from both the Heavenly Dragon City and the Heavenly Dragon City. 10 days are almost up. It's time to find those 9 people. When he first came in, he had brought 9 strong prac. 1. Tioniers from the 3 great native banks with him, and agreed to meet at that place for 10 days. Now that it was time, Chen Xiang also quietly left the city. Using the White Tiger Jump, he could easily escape from here. The last time he entered, it was at night, and this time they were meeting up at night as well. Chen Xiang, with Xia Beiling's help, quickly arrived at that place. Here it is, Xia Beiling said. Strange, why did they not come? Could it be that they died? Let's wait first, Chen Xiang said. I wonder how they are doing with the investigation. Those black hairs humans seem to be even more terrifying than I imagined. Yeah, just the number alone is enough to scare people. I wonder how many of these black hairs humans are hidden in the profound wasteland, devil wasteland and evil wasteland. Xia Beiling sighed. If these black hairs human come out at that time, spirit wasteland will definitely suffer too. If I want to know how many there are, I can only go to that natural law divine spirit. This guy must know a lot about this matter. Chen Xiang said. It's just that I don't know how to find them right now. Not long later, Chen Xiang sensed a few extremely weak auras approaching. They were the people he brought in last time, but it was not 9 of them. Only 3? Chen Xiang was a little surprised. Those 9 people were all strong, all of them were at Dao sect, but now only 3 had returned. There were only 3 of them, and they were all injured and looked very weak. What about them? Chen Xiang asked. There's no need to wait for them, they're all dead, one of the men said. Chen Xiang just sighed, then suddenly took out the golden pag. Oh duh, and let the 3 men in. Originally, he wanted to ask them what they had found out, but seeing their injuries, he did not ask because the 3 men needed to rest. After Chen Xiang used the white tiger to jump out of the enchantment, he quickly rushed to 3 Money Divine City and handed the golden pag. Oh, over to Fan S. Hi plus Xin. Fan S. Hi plus Xin had obviously known that 6 people had died. Those black hairs human are very powerful, Chen Xiang said. I wonder what they found out? That will only be known after they have recovered from their injuries. I will tell you about it when the time comes. Fan S. Hi plus Xin said. If not for Chen Xiang being able to enter the profound wasteland, the 3 great native banks would not have known about the dangers that were hidden there. Now that they knew there was a black hairs human in there, they could make preparations earlier. All right, I'll come back for you in a few days, Chen Xiang said before heading to the Hundreds of Flowers village to pass the 2 types of medicinal herbs to LV Qilian to duplicate. After that, he went to find Feng Yujie and Xie Xiaoyan to tell them about the method to refine the profound Tao, and also told them the method to cultivate Jin Xn. After doing all of this, Chen Xiang headed towards the profound wasteland, returned to Tai Xiong's little villa, and continued refining pills there. With Xia Beiling's spatial power, no matter how big the 8 wastelands were, he could still quickly travel through them. When Chen Xiang returned, the sky was almost bright, and he coincidentally saw Tai Xiong and Iron Fighting Team. Iron Fighting Team is preparing to set off. Tai Xiong laughed. If I am able to obtain more precious medicinal ingredients next time, I will definitely give them to you. Be careful on your way, Chen Xiang said to the Iron Fighting Team. Although Chen Xiang's cultivation level was a little low, the Iron Fighting Team respected him greatly, because Chen Xiang was an alchemist. After they had eaten that piece of profound whey, they knew that Chen Xiang's level was very high. After that, Chen Xiang and Fan S. Hi plus Xin sent Iron Fighting Team out of the city. It's almost dawn. Wouldn't it be very dangerous to go out? Chen Xiang asked. Don't worry, everyone should be in good spirits now. If you meet the black hairs human in the day, you will be able to immediately fight them in your best condition. Tai Xiong said, right now, the warriors are all thinking about fighting. If we go out in the middle of the night and meet the black hairs human in the day, our fighting spirit would drop a lot. Oh right, how did your father react? Even the affairs of the black hairs human are at the bottom of the lake. Chen Xiang asked. The heart-hunting holy man has already set out. He will go to another city and tell the teams from the other cities not to go to that lake and cause trouble, Tai Xiong said. Chen Xiang immediately frowned. Not good. Why? Shouldn't it? Tai Xiong saw Chen Xiang's expression changed and anxiously asked. It really shouldn't be. The people in the other cities definitely won't believe it. If they are suspicious and think that there is something good under the lake, then it will be troublesome. Chen Xiang said. The best way is to temporarily keep it a secret and think of a good countermeasure. They should have considered this before. My dad and the others are all Dao sovereigns, so they should have a good way to discuss this with other cities. Tai Xiong said. Let's hope so. Chen Xiang sighed. But no matter what, we have to prepare to deal with the group of black hairs human in the lake. That's for sure. I just don't know what to do right now. Tai Xiong sighed. Don't you have any more formidable formation masters? Chen Xiang said. If there was a good array formation that could quickly gather the spirit energy of the spirit wasteland, it wouldn't be as thin as it is now. Originally, there was such a great array, but it was only maintained for about 2 years before it was scr. A-ped. The main reason is that too much resources were used up, and it is too dangerous to go out and search for resources to maintain the array. Tai Xiong said. I have an idea. Chen Xiang laughed. It's just that I need to give it a try to know. I won't guarantee its success. See 2521. See 2521. After Tai Xiong heard what Chen Xiang said, he could not help but be shocked. I never thought that not only do you know how to refine pills, you're also so proficient in formations. Chen Xiang shook his head and laughed. We'll talk when we get back. Returning to Tai Xiong's small villa, Tai Xiong was already impatient to know what method Chen Xiang had. If it could make the Dao aura in this city denser, then it would be a very good thing for this city. If Chen Xiang could really do it, then he would definitely receive very good treatment. We used to do it from the center of the earth. Chen Xiang said. As long as we succeed in bringing the energy up from the core of the earth, then we will have endless energy. This was how Long Jiuxiao did things. Originally, the location where the heavenly dragon cities were located was a region with a very thin Dao aura. Because of the Spa.R.S. Dao aura, there weren't even any savage beasts there. However, Long Jiuxiao had used his own method to attract a lot of energy from the earth core, and then used the array to convert the earth core into Dao Qi. After a long time, the Dao Qi in that area started to become denser and denser. And the heavenly dragon city was a lot bigger than this place. Will that work? What do I do? Tai Xiong frowned. Definitely. You have 3 Dao sovereigns here. As far as I know, a Dao sect can complete it. Chen Xiang said. Let's go, I'll bring you to see my father. He is the city lord. He is most concerned about this kind of thing. If your method succeeds, he will definitely not treat you unfairly. Tai Xiong said, then pulled Chen Xiang along as he walked toward the city lord's mansion. Chen Xiang's ident. 1. Tai Jade tablet was given to him by Tai Yuntian. Although he had not interacted with Tai Yuntian much, his impression of him was not bad. After arriving at the city lord's mansion, Chen Xiang and Tai Xiong sat in a hall, waiting for Tai Yuntian. Tai Yuntian also had something he needed to busy himself with, but when he heard that Tai Xiong had something important to talk to him about, he immediately went out to take a look. Ah Xiong, what is it? When Tai Yuntian saw Chen Xiang, he politely smiled at him. This was also for Chen Xiang to not be so formal. After all, he was a city lord and a Dao sovereign. Dad, Brother Shin said he has a way to make the Dao aura in this city thicker. Tai Xiong said, if he can do it, what kind of treatment will you give him? Tai Yuntian was surprised and asked anxiously, is this true? How much certainty do you have? 50%. Chen Xiang said. A 50% chance was quite great. It was worth a try. If you can do it, I will naturally not treat you unfairly. I can even give you the position of city lord. Tai Yuntian said. Chen Xiang did not need the position of city lord. He wanted this city to become stronger, and it was also to let this city block the black hairs human. If not, the black hairs human would think of ways to expand after this city was flattened. We'll talk about this later. I'm not completely sure right now. Qin Xiang laughed and said, Moreover, I will need the help of your array masters. I am a formation master. I am the one who completed all the formation here. Tai Yuntian said, Tell me your method. It's very simple. It is to draw power from the Earth's core. There is an extremely strong flame energy in the Earth's core. If you can draw fire energy from the Earth's core, and then use the formation to turn that flame energy into Dao Qi, that would be enough. Qin Xiang said, The Dao energy in the Earth is created from the constant burning of the Earth's core, combined with the fusion of the Sun and Earth. I have thought about it before, but the process is very complicated. Furthermore, profound wasteland is currently floating, and there is no heart left. Tai Yuntian shook his head. Profound wasteland has already merged into the new 8 desolate. Qin Xiang said, City Lord, you don't know about this? What's going on? Tai Yuntian did not know about this, or perhaps the people inside did not. The profound wasteland had yet to appear before the new 8 wastelands, and had instead encountered the black hairs human. None of the people here had ever gone to the outskirts of the new 8 wastelands, because that place was still rather far away. Then, Qin Xiang told Tai Yuntian about this matter in a simple manner. So that's how it is. If the barrier is broken, we can also leave. Of course, the new 8 wastelands outside would also be affected by this destructive force. Tai Yuntian sighed. As long as black hairs human is here, we have nowhere to hide. Qin Xiang did not say that he came from outside. He only said that this was something that a mysterious senior had told him. All right, let's go to the core to take a look. I have a way. Tai Yuntian said, Xiong, this little brother and I will go. You stay here. Tai Xiong brought Qin Xiang into the city lord's mansion, and surprisingly came from here. Tai Xiong was also very surprised, but he was a little unhappy right now because he really wanted to follow along and take a look. There are dangers in the Earth's core, especially for earthly beasts. Tai Yuntian said as he brought Qin Xiang to a very deep underground room. New 8 wastelands is so big, there must be a lot of earthly beasts. When the time comes, we just need to pay attention to a little. Qin Xiang said, Senior, do you have a spatial transmission array plate? Of course. You mean to say that you want to place the spatial transmission array disk below the Earth's core and then transfer the energy below it up, right? Tai Yuntian said. Yes. The array disk placed below must be able to resist the heat. Moreover, it must also have the ability to absorb energy to maintain its circulation, and the amount of energy to transfer must be great as well. Qin Xiang said, I am only providing you with a way of thinking, I am not able to help you with anything else. Tai Yuntian nodded his head. Qin Xiang was just a Daopa realm. Looks like I have to send people to dig many underground palaces under the city. Tai Yuntian said, Let's try entering the Earth's core now. Tai Yuntian was a formation master, so he had to be proficient in array disk. He took out an array disk and said, This can be transmitted downwards. How about this? I'll go down by myself. If I encounter any danger, I'll deal with it myself. You just wait here for me. I'll go down with you, Qin Xiang said. He was also curious about the desolate Earth's core. He wanted to take a look too. Tai Yuntian pondered for a while, but in the end, still decided to bring Qin Xiang to the center of the Earth. After activating the formation disk for a few seconds, Qin Xiang felt a wave of heat. Then, he hurriedly used his spatial energy to wrap himself up, isolating himself from the extremely hot energy. Spatial energy? No wonder you were able to sneak in, and you seem to have very high spatial strength. Tai Yuntian could not help but be shocked and then laugh. At this time, Qin Xiang and Tai Yuntian had already reached the core of the Earth. They were floating above the continuously boiling flame essence, and there wasn't much sp. C above them. C 2522. C 2522. Looking at the boundless sea of fire essence below him, Tai Yuntian frowned, because he didn't know where he should put the array disk to be safe. This method is a bit difficult. Of course, for a city to have such a rich Dao Qi, it is not a simple matter. At the very least, it is a method that is possible. Tai Yuntian was still relatively optimistic. He brought Chen Xiang to walk all around, wanting to see how they would arrange the array disks. Can you embed it on top? Chen Xiang looked at the fiery red rocks above. Not good, those stones are unstable, they might fall down at any moment. Tai Yuntian shook his head. Chen Xiang used the Dao Heart Eye to observe. He wanted to see if there were any small mountains underneath the flame essence. As long as he pierced a hole inside it and placed the array disk inside, it would be enough. More than 2 hours later, neither Chen Xiang nor Tai Yunshan could come up with a good idea. Just as they were about to go back, the fire liquid suddenly became extremely violent, undulating up and down. There's something down there. Chen Xiang shouted in shock. It's a earthly beast. Hearing Chen Xiang's shout, Tai Yunshan immediately pulled Chen Xiang and prepared to teleport away. Be careful. Tai Yunshan struck his palm towards the flame liquid that was spewing out from the ground, stopping it from sputtering onto Chen Xiang's body. Big brother, it's me. Chen Xiang suddenly heard a familiar voice. Huolin? Chen Xiang was shocked and shouted. Huolin was the 9 heaven worlds' earthly beast, a fire unicorn. Big brother, long time no see. A beam of fire shot up from below, and all they saw was a smiling young man standing there, wearing a fiery red armor. Good boy, you scared me to death. Chen Xiang was very happy. He never thought that he would meet Huolin in this kind of place. Furthermore, it had been a long time since he had last seen Huolin. Tai Yunshan was also surprised. Chen Xiang actually knew a earthly beast. He suddenly felt that Chen Xiang was very mysterious. A earthly beast was not someone that anyone could easily recognize, and even if it was him, it was his first time seeing a earthly beast, but Chen Xiang could call this earthly beast a brother. I didn't expect to see you here. Huolin laughed. Big brother, you are still the same. Your strength is not that great, but you always go to those dangerous places. Brat, you're looking down on people. Chen Xiang laughed and scolded. How have you been recently? Are you used to being here? It's not bad. Huolin nodded his head. Big brother, what are you doing here? Is there something wrong? Of course. Is this your territory? Help me play something. Chen Xiang said. I have a palace down here, which is the one I used to have. Let me show you around. Huolin took out a large transparent pearl and allowed Chen Xiang and Tai Yuntian to enter. After that, he turned into a huge fire unicorn and dived into the depths of the Earth's core while biting the pearl. Huolin had constructed an Earth core realm and a Qilin hall here. Just like last time in the 9 heaven world, when Chen Xiang came here, he suddenly felt a very familiar feeling. What do you want to put on it? Huolin asked. I'm very safe, although there are a lot of earthly beasts here, but those guys are not my match. I myself belong to the heavenly beast, and those modeled beasts are way too inferior to me. Tai Yunshan took out an array disk and said, I want to place an array disk here to absorb energy from the Earth's core to supply energy to our city. No problem, leave it to me. I choose the best place here. It can quickly absorb the purest energy in the Earth's core. Huolin smiled, and then, he accepted the formation plate. Tai Yunshan also taught him how to activate the formation plate. Where's your wife? Chen Xiang asked. She's sleeping. There's no helping it, when our earthly beast gets stronger, we all need to sleep for a long time. Huolin said. He had already remembered how to activate the array disk. Thanks a lot. I'll go up now and see if I can absorb the energy from here. It might take some time. Tai Yunshan had yet to create an array disk that could convert Earth's core energy. However, this was not a problem, and he could do it very soon. City Lord, you go up. I want to meet with my brother. Chen Xiang said. All right. Tai Yunshan left by himself. Along the way, he kept thinking about Chen Xiang, because no matter how he looked at it, he was not an ordinary person. After Tai Yunshan left, Huolin asked, Elder Brother Shen, who is that old man? It seems like he is a little unfamiliar with you. It's a long story. Chen Xiang told Huolin about Profound Wasteland's situation, letting him know the situation of that city. Quite a few things have happened on the surface as well. Huolin said, Earth's core divine spirit came to find me before. He said it was all thanks to you that they were unable to complete the task. He told me a lot, what two eras merging, what balance and so on. That's why he gave me a place like this, where I could sleep peacefully. Did the Earth's core divine spirit say anything else? Do you have any way of finding him? Chen Xiang asked anxiously. He just wanted to find Natural Law Divine Spirit's group of divine spirit. He didn't say anything. But he has a way to get in touch with him, and I'll get you in touch with him right now. Huolin said, Big brother, what do you want to say to him? Just say that I, Chen Xiang, have something to discuss with him, and Natural Law Divine Spirit. Chen Xiang said. Huolin took out a small disc, and then, he talked to the inside of it. All right, I just don't know when they'll have the time to come. Although they might be Gods, I don't think they're as powerful as you, big bro. Huolin chuckled. If Big Brother's cultivation reaches their level in the future, I can exterminate them at any time. I thought they would come immediately. Chen Xiang curled his lips. Big brother, the ground won't collapse any further. Come to me. If the two of us work together, the Earth spirit realm will definitely be beautiful. Huolin said. It seems like this is my best safe haven. Chen Xiang laughed. After a short while, Huolin shouted, Big brother, Earth's core divine spirit said that they will be here very soon. I told you to be patient. Chen Xiang said, Seems like they value me quite a lot. Huolin laughed. Of course, big brother, you have helped them before. Although this group of Gods are not that powerful, they are still quite considerate. The Earth's core divine spirit arrived very quickly. It was the first time Chen Xiang had seen the Earth's core divine spirit with his own eyes. The Natural Law Divine Spirit also came, but he was currently chuckling, causing Chen Xiang to feel a little unhappy in his heart. Chen Xiang, you are truly omnipresent, even more powerful than us Gods. It hasn't been long since you ran all the way to the heart of the wastelands. The Natural Law Divine Spirit laughed. Of course, my big brother's strength doesn't need to be questioned. Huolin said. Chen Xiang had too many things to ask of this Natural Law Divine Spirit, such as the island his father was on, and then the Black Hare's human. The connection between the new 8 wastelands and the ancient 8 desolations. C 2523. C 2523, he was smiling as he sat on the ground. Currently, he was not the least bit nervous, as Chen Xiang suspected that he still did not know about the matters regarding Black Hare's human, but it did not seem to be possible. As the Natural Law Divine Spirit was, he was definitely aware of the matters regarding Black Hare's human. Ibdu. Furthermore, that group of Black Hare's human S were originally requested by the group of Natural Law Divine Spirit S, who were lazy. What happened to the island my father was on? Chen Xiang was most curious about that island. For example, the island had suffered a punishment, and he also wanted to make that island more stable. That island? You should have already been there. Furthermore, I know that the poison on it has not been expelled, so it should be you who did it. Natural Law Divine Spirit laughed. You can always do things that even we can't do. Hey, answer my question. Chen Xiang scoffed. Is it all your fault? Of course not. If I did not inform that island spirit in time, the creatures on that island would have died a long time ago. Natural Law Divine Spirit quickly waved his hand and said, There are many things that the heavenly Tao cannot control now. Natural Law Divine Spirit sighed. If it was in the past, as long as we had something to do, we could just make an altar or something, and we could have the heavenly Tao come down to help us, but now it's not going to work. In other words, the movement of the heavenly Tao is in a state of automatic adjustment. I don't know the specifics either. In short, what is happening now isn't something that anyone can control. Natural law divine spirit sighed. For example, which island should we punish? It is because that island has evolved to a certain degree by itself. The heavenly energy sensed that that island could possibly severely damage the balance of heavenly energy. That is why it is being punished. The city where Xia Bailing was originally at was the same, and the reason for his punishment should be for the same reason as that island. Is there such a thing happening in the future? Chen Xiang asked. My father is still up there, and the punishment for that island is still there. This will definitely not happen again. After all, the heavenly Tao is not in a good situation right now. Natural law divine spirit replied, You can be at ease with that. You promise? Chen Xiang said. I promise. He is the natural law divine spirit, so it is normal for Chen Xiang to make him promise something. All right, I believe you. Chen Xiang nodded his head. I came down from above profound wasteland. What happened to those black hairs humanists up there? I heard that those things were actually called natural law guardians or something like that. Speaking of this matter, natural law divine spirit and Earth's core divine spirit looked at each other, a little embarrassed, said. Seeing their reaction, Chen Xiang immediately confirmed that those natural law guardians back then were indeed related to them. Don't misunderstand. We know about this, but it definitely has nothing to do with us. Natural law divine spirit saw Chen Xiang's look of contempt and immediately said, Is that so? But you guys seem to be very guilty. Chen Xiang said, We were supposed to be responsible for this matter. This is our responsibility, but our power is limited. Natural law divine spirit's face was filled with helplessness. This matter was caused by the previous natural law divine spirit and the others in order to be lazy. At that time, I was still just a little brat in natural law divine realm. Then what do we do now? These guys seem to be a threat to both the new and the old. Chen Xiang curled his lips. I really didn't think that you natural law divine spirit are so weak. You can't even solve this little problem. Earth's core divine spirit finally spoke. He used a rough voice to say, We have no other choice. The majority of our divine powers come from the heavenly Tao. However, we do not know what kind of situation the heavenly Tao is in right now, leading to chaos in the world that is born with the power of natural law principles, as well as greatly reducing our strength. Natural law divine spirit nodded his head. It really is like that, otherwise we wouldn't have to be afraid of those evil spirit races. Chen Xiang looked at him with contempt. Could it be that you are looking for an excuse? Is the positive recession that bad? This is real. I am a natural law divine spirit, so I definitely need sufficient strength to control the entire heavenly Tao, and the other G.O.D.S. are the same as well. If not for something unexpected happening, we would not be in this state, and the entire heavenly Tao is not something we can control right now. Natural law divine spirit shook his head. Of course, the heavenly Tao also left a trump card, which was the three great native banks. Chen Xiang's eyes lit up. The three great native banks are indeed powerful. Can they deal with those natural law guardians? Right, how many were there in the natural law guardians? I saw a lot of them in a lake. Profound wasteland is still considered good, there are only a few of them. Now that both evil wasteland and devil wasteland have fallen, it is fortunate that we had all set up strong barriers in these three ancient wastelands, which should be enough to sustain us for a very long time. The natural law divine spirit's words made Chen Xiang worry deeply. The situation between the evil wastelands were actually so terrible. The three great native banks have also only just found out, and this is what I have just told them. Can they really deal with those natural law guardians? Chen Xiang was very suspicious of this matter. Out of the 3 native banks that had sent out, 6 had died. If it's only the normal ancient desolation and 8 desolations, the combined strength of the 3 native banks would obviously not be enough to contend against those natural law guardians. However, there shouldn't be a problem for those above sacred wastelands. Natural law divine spirit said, I will head to sacred wasteland in a while to discuss this matter with them. The earth's core divine spirit said, every native bank has 3 villa masters. The weakest is the one in charge of managing the new 8 wastelands, and the second strongest is the one in charge of managing the ancient desolate, profound wasteland, spirit wasteland, devil wasteland, and evil wasteland. And the strongest are the ones in charge of the beast wastelands and the sacred wastelands. If the earth's core divine spirit didn't say it, Chen Xiang would have forgotten about the other ancient wastelands. What's going on with the human wasteland? Is he also in the new 8 wastelands? Chen Xiang asked. Human wasteland isn't very strong. She is currently in the same condition as spirit wasteland, it's just that the place she is at is a little hidden, so you all have not found her yet. The natural law divine spirit said. Where's the sacred wasteland? Are all the guys inside very strong? Chen Xiang was very curious about this. The great landlords of the 3 great native banks are all in the sacred wasteland. What do you think? And among the sacred wasteland, not only are the 3 great native banks the strongest, there are also a few other heaven wasteland aristocratic families. Natural law divine spirit said. That group of fellows from heaven wasteland aristocratic family, their attitude towards us is way worse than you. They don't even put us in their eyes. Who asked you to be so incompetent? It's normal for you to not be worthy of respect. Chen Xiang laughed. Sigh, we can't help it. Of course, we wish to become stronger. Natural law divine spirit sighed again. C2524. C2524, how many black hairs human are there in the profound wasteland? Chen Xiang said, can they escape? Back then, there were over 1 billion such black hairs human sealed inside the profound wasteland, but there were over 4 billion in the devil wasteland and the devil wasteland. Of course, these fellows are better than humans in that they will never kill each other. Furthermore, as long as one of them evolved into an emperor, they would vow to follow that emperor to the death. The natural law divine spirit said. Chen Xiang secretly cursed in his heart. What natural law divine spirit said just now was enough to prove the strength of those black hairs human. There shouldn't be any emperor-like black hairs human in the profound wasteland right now. Otherwise, it would be troublesome. Chen Xiang said. It's hard to say. Even if he did, you don't know. To be able to evolve to that degree, he must have very high intelligence, so his actions will still be very cautious. The natural law divine spirit said. It's all because of you lousy creatures. For the sake of laziness, you made such a terrifying thing. Chen Xiang snorted. I told you already, this is the previous natural law divine spirit's fault. It has nothing to do with us. Natural law divine spirit's face was filled with grievance. Right? Isn't there another divine wasteland? What kind of place is that? Chen Xiang asked. That place is very mysterious, we don't know either. I only know that many generations of natural law divine spirit have gone to that place, and it is said that the place is where the heavenly Tao transcends. As long as we go there, we will see the creator of the heavenly Tao. Natural law divine spirit's face was full of yearning when he said this. So mysterious. Chen Xiang was also very curious and wanted to take a look. Of course, he couldn't do it now. His cultivation base was very low. If he had a Tao Lord cultivation base, he wouldn't be too far off. Inside the sacred wasteland, those heaven wasteland aristocratic families are very interested in the black hairs human. I remember that not long ago, I met a person from the heaven wasteland aristocratic family who came, and he even asked me where I was from. He said that he wanted to capture some of them and see if he could tame them into his slave. The natural law divine spirit said, I think they want to train their own troops and then kill and plunder everywhere. Earth's core divine spirit snorted, I still understand the style of those B.A.S.T.A.R.D.S. from Heaven Wasteland aristocratic family. Speaking of the Heaven Wasteland aristocratic family, both natural law divine spirit and Earth's core divine spirit actually had the same grudge. One look was enough to tell that they had been bullied by the Heaven Wasteland aristocratic family. Chen Xiang secretly thought it was funny these G.O.D.S. were down and out, being humiliated to such a degree by others, but they could not say anything, they were truly aggrieved. I think those guys will know where the natural law guardians is soon. When the time comes, they might send people over to capture them. If you meet them, you must be careful of them and not have any conflicts with them. Otherwise, none of us will be able to save you. Natural law divine spirit warned. Are they really scary? Chen Xiang didn't understand sacred wasteland at all. Could it be that the strongest is not a Tao sovereign? Among the 10th stage of the heavenly Tao, the Tao sovereign stage is only at the 9th stage. There's even a Tao God stage behind it. Natural law divine spirit curled his lips. We were originally in the Tao God stage. Because something happened to the heavenly Tao, we fell back to the Tao sovereign realm. So it's like that. Chen Xiang recalled that the realm Xia Bailing had told him about was indeed only 9 realms. In the sacred wasteland, there are a lot of Tao sovereigns and Tao Gods. That place is where these kind of people gather to begin with. There are even demon and demon beasts there. The Earth's core divine spirit replied, right now all of us Gods are inside there. Then can I go now? Chen Xiang really wanted to go there and take a look. He felt that there would definitely be some good pills inside. It's best if you don't go first. You have too many good things on you, but there are many wolves in there. You need to be clear, even though the 3 native banks have strength, it is not their decision to make. There are many terrifying fellows within the sacred wasteland, and there are some that even the 3 native banks do not dare to offend. If they want to take your thing away, you can't do anything about it. The natural law divine spirit hastily said. He knew Chen Xiang's ability. If Chen Xiang really wanted to go, he could definitely go. All right, wait for me to become stronger, Chen Xiang said. Chen Xiang now knew what he wanted to know, and the natural law divine spirit and the Earth's core divine spirit had left as well. Even though my core is a bit clear, it's still safe. The upper echelons are really too frightening. What black hairs human is this? And what heaven wasteland aristocratic family is this? Huolin said. Only by going out and messing around would I be able to live a fulfilling life. Chen Xiang patted his head. Go activate the array, see if we can successfully transfer the energy to the ground. Huolin went to open the formation plate, and then exclaimed in joy. It's a success, and the speed at which it was delivered was even quicker. Not long after, Tai Yuntian used the transmission array plate to come here and discussed about setting up the array disk with Huolin. From the looks of it, he planned to place a few more here. In order to be able to come here at any time, Tai Yuntian had set up a transmission array plate here. As a formation master, he had this plate with him. Chen Xiang had already left the core of the earth and returned to the surface. He still had to refine pills, and the more he understood of black hairs human, the more he felt threatened. Now, not only did Chen Xiang have to cultivate the profound Tao power, he also had to raise his cultivation level. He had just stepped into the Daopa realm, he was simply too weak. Not only would the advancement of his base level allow him to have greater strength, it would also allow him to relax while he was refining pills. After entering the Daopa realm, eating Xingdao Dan S was useless, and there were not many pills that he could eat now. Although it was useful, the effects were not very obvious, especially when he was in a rush to raise his cultivation. This Dalpa realm is a very high cultivation, you can't rush it. Xia Beiling said, with me protecting you now, you don't have to worry about anything. Qin Xiang recalled that the moment he stepped into the heavenly Dao realm, he had also improved by leaps and bounds. In the past, if he wanted to reach Zhong's HI+ realm, it would take a lot of time. Furthermore, the amount of medicinal pills he had to consume was difficult to count. And now that he had broken through to the heavenly Dao realm along the way, he didn't consume many pills, and he only consumed a little bit of time. The pills I consume are mostly the recipes of this desolate land. It should be from the new 8 wastelands. Could it be that the older the pill formula, the more powerful it is? Chen Xiang thought for a while, then asked Xia Beiling, Sister Bailing, do you have any ancient pill formulas? Our spirit wasteland is also an ancient 8 desolations, all right? Of course I have an ancient pill formula, but the prerequisite is that you have to have the medicinal ingredient. Xia Beiling said, I have a pill formula, and the pills are specially made for the Dalpa realm, it's just that the ingredients have been gone for a long time. What is that pill? As long as those medicinal herbs have been here before, I can find them. Chen Xiang said.